Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to CrowCast episode 33. This week, we are joined our special guest by Mr. Jimmy Watkins, the founder of Running Punks. Can't wait to chat with him very, very soon. Hope you're all well. How are you doing, brother?
Not bad, man. Not bad. Especially after last week's episode. I noticed you've kept the mask up there just for a reminder. It's aye. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, who else do I know that looks vaguely familiar to that? Donald Trump. That's the inside of Donald Trump right there.
Oh, there's going to be loads of that.
Son of a bitch.
And it's orange as well, man. So exactly. It's good colouring. Good
exactly.
colouring. But yeah, it was wicked episode last week. Really had fun, even though I shit my pants halfway through. And it was just it was just a lot of fun. It was great. Takes your mind off everything for a couple of hours. So it was great. And then we carried on. Don't normally do it. I got to be honest. I'm quite guilty of it. Like I said on you, Halloween's not my thing, but I made it my thing this year, So we watched scary movies. We kind of had like a pumpkin soup off. The missus did one, I did one. Sue did the best one. Just loads of little shenanigans, man. I made
who did the best one? Don't just skip over that. Who did the best one?
Right. Well, she did the best one. Okay. Yeah. She didn't tell me what she was doing. I thought we would do something similar. I ended up, without being boring, but I did mine in a slow cooker and I just kind of put some coconut milk with it and stuff. Oh, she went the full hog, dude. She proper put me to shame. She roasted the pumpkins. Then she even did she roasted the pumpkin seeds as well and put them all on top with a little bit of yogurt. Show off anyway, like whatever.
Like pumpkin 5 ways, was it?
Honestly, man, like when I was finished, I was like, there you go, try that. And it just looks so bland. It tasted all right. I mean, but yeah, it was just full of flavor and yeah, happy days. Anyway, so moving on.
Well done, Claire.
So then we watched like movies then. I think I was hooking up with you on the text because I didn't really want to hassle the guys about watching hosts and stuff like that. Then I thought, if I do watch that, maybe it might be cool. We do a band thing. So maybe we'll get like what they were on about with the cameras and stuff like that. That'd be really, really cool. And especially for the guys, if they're going to give us the link, at least we can do something back nice for them then. So I started kind of thinking, right, don't kind of hassle them about that link. And we watched Truth Seekers, which that's why I kind of messaged you and said, oh, check it out. There's a new thing dropped on Amazon. It was cool. Not kind of my ultimate favorite Simon Pegg and Nick Frost thing, but I did kind of get into it after about 3-4 episodes. And then the boys wanted to up the game. Then they were like, this isn't really scary, is it? I was like, it's kind of all right. It's there. It's, you know what I mean? It's there. It's fine. We're all having a good time. And then we decided to watch Hereditary.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Have you heard of it? I haven't seen it.
Oh, it was a game changer.
Yeah.
It was a complete game changer. I mean, screaming.
It's not quite The Little Mermaid, is it? Let's be honest.
No, it was a complete game changer. So, I don't want to give it away, but for me, I mean, other people might have seen it on you and they might be like, oh my God, that was nothing, and it wasn't that bad and stuff like that. But for me, dude, honestly, I'd say check it out. I know you like your horror films and stuff like that. It was on Netflix as far as I can remember. But yeah, it was really cool. Very, yet again, I think Shina might like it actually. Bit of a psychological, weird stuff going on in it, but enough to kind of freak me out. And then went to bed and that was Halloween done. Thank fuck. but yeah, all the years, I mean, you've got kids, same as some of the other boys, and I've done the whole rushing home from work and then you try and take them trick-or-treating. We've done Halloween gigs, which is pretty cool, but it was just really nice. It was the nicest kind of chill out and enjoy it, make a big thing out of it, which, like I said to you, for a couple of days it just completely took us away from all the bullshit that was happening, mate. So you put that on top of themed birthdays and other stuff we've been up to, it hasn't been that bad, you know what I'm saying? So I know other people are finding it harder, but just being a little bit creative and kind of closing down your socials and coming away from the negativity, it really done us well, like, you know. So
it's funny you should mention socials, even though we're on that platform. I watched that what was it called? What was it called? The social something on Netflix. Basically telling you
Social Dilemma. Yeah.
Yes. I watched that yesterday as well. I don't know. You don't know what to do for the best, do you? Let's be honest.
I gotta admit, I got halfway through that, so you're probably the one to take the lead on this. I got halfway through and that spooked me out, just because I was just like,
there's you know, obviously the choices you're making, or the planting seeds, or, you know, getting you to think differently. I get all that, but just, it's like anything, man. Just like in moderation, everything in moderation. That's all it is. You know, put the phone down, like you said. Enjoy your family film. Be creative, and then jump on Facebook too. Just don't let it be the be all and end all. I think that's the way forward with anything. So don't get scared by it. Just in moderation, everything. As I'm saying, I just drank a bottle of JD Applejack.
is that what you're on? Yeah.
Yeah, just finished it now.
Got the Goblet of Doom back out.
Oh.
What was that? First 10 episodes, 15 episodes? Well, basically before Rock the Asylum, before we actually started to sober up a bit, like. But yeah, the red wine's back out. The croaky throat has started because I had a bit of a session last night as well, like. So yes.
Well, yeah, I've got the old Applejack in you, and then
a bit on brand.
And then as a chaser, I've got a pint of Southern Comfort. As a chaser.
Loving your style, dude. Absolutely loving your style. Did you do much over Halloween? Did you watch anything, or?
Yeah, I mean, I went back. You know, we chose the films to watch. You know, telling people. I actually went back and watched the film I said, The Cube, and it's funny. I haven't watched that film in years. Like, but you know, watching it now is completely different. I watched it then, and you know, a few years back, and it was like, whoa! It blew my mind. Still a really good film, but it just didn't have the impact, obviously. You know, it's all about timing, isn't it, when you see certain things. But yeah, I watched that. Like I said, that Social Dilemma. And then I want to bring it up later. I watched that Borat film, that new Borat film.
Ooh.
And I like a lot of people I know said, "Oh, it's at the rubbish. It's pathetic and whatever." But we'll talk about it later, right? Because we have got a theme later on. Obviously, the voting is tonight, and Trump and all that. So we'll talk about it later. But maybe we should do some birthdays or something. And I'm gonna bring that back because I'm itching to talk about Borat.
All right. Yes, man.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that. So we only got a couple. We got happy 60th birthday to our buddy, to our friend Jacko. It was his birthday yesterday. Hope you had a great day, bud. Elizabeth Allen, could you wish my husband Andy Allen a happy birthday? It was his birthday last Thursday.
Wow.
Hope you had a good one, bud. Are you still celebrating? I would be. And that's what we got. That's literally all we got. So I'll drink to you both. Happy birthday, Jacko. Happy birthday, Andy.
Happy birthday. Got the old red wine out now.
Oh, in the Goblet of Doom.
Yeah, I'm liking this. You know, there's going to be loads of wine connoisseurs on who's going to be like, "Oh God, he's drinking that cheap shit." But for me, Beefsteak Club, not bad. Not a bad choice, to be honest. It works. I had it with steak.
Right.
Yeah, worked. Having it without steak, it works.
It's not the best sounding bottle of wine I've ever heard.
It's not, if I'm honest. It's not. I was looking at all these fancy labels, le Jabon Traitement. And yeah. That was from Bordeaux. And then there was obviously and that was like, I don't know where that's quite from. I worked that one out.
It sounded very Speedy Gonzales.
It did actually. I think it was definitely had a Spanish touch to it.
Yeah.
The grapes were very Mediterranean. But this one, it just does what it does. It's nice. Got a good body to it, as Dave would say.
Yeah.
Good body to it. Beefsteak, some Malbec. It's Mendoza Argentinian.
There we go. Dave will tell us all about that later, no doubt.
Yes, especially what you were on about on the chat. I would quite like to hear what you were mentioning last night, that'd be fantastic to you, an Argentinian cow.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So if somebody can remind us later, just in case we get derailed or we end up on a different path, but some sort of Argentinian cow would be fantastic.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Oh, there's a few people. Someone's on the trooper.
Ooh,
It's red and it's wine. Love that.
that's
Love
right.
that. Helen Lloyd, blackberry gin.
Ooh, blackberry gin. Huh?
Oh, Greeno, that's a new one.
Yeah. I'll have to try that, Ellen. Let's get on that.
Well, we've been on the old slow gin.
Oh,
Blackberry gin. Oh, I'm
yeah.
liking that. Nilo's. That's a good Malbec. One of my faves. Hey, there we go. That's fantastic, Neil. I'm glad. If I'm honest, I was kind of there in the supermarket. I did a bit of a, like I said, scroll across the wines and pretended I knew what I was on about. And then that one just stuck out.
It's probably
not the fact that it was on offer.
I know you, Oxford. I know you.
Well, you know, it comes in about 8 or 10 quid. I can't remember the actual price. Neil might put it up, but it came in at about £8 or £10, but it was on offer in Tesco's for £6. So yeah, join the beefsteak club. Love it.
The only thing I'm surprised about there, bud, is you only have picked up one bottle.
I know, dude. I know, but I've got some Jack downstairs as well. See that I got to work my way through. You know the score. You know the score.
Yeah.
Not saying that you should mix your drinks, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, yeah. Myself and Ronnie are going to stay up tonight to watch to watch events unroll in America. So
to watch God knows what the fuck is going to happen, to be honest. So, but hey, we'll touch on about that. Shall we have a guest?
Let's do that. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the awesome, the very fast Mr. Jimmy Watkins.
Yeah, there he is, boy.
Yes.
What's happening?
Hello. I'm all right. How are you?
Not bad, man. Yourself, Jim?
Very good, thanks. Yeah, I'm very good. I have a total piece of shit for a computer, so I apologize.
That's all right, dude. We were just itching to get you on and have a chat, man. I was saying to Shane a couple of weeks ago, we were on the phone. I got to just jump straight into it, man. I mean, Running Punks, bro, it's just something that's kind of burst. It's grabbed my attention. I seen you doing the reviews. And then obviously you start to learn who is this person? Who is this fucking... It's nice to hear you talking so slow, dude, because normally it's like, we're fucking off. It's like...
I know.
It's brilliant, man. Oh. How did it start, man? How did that start?
I was coming back from co-op at the start of lockdown, and I was walking down the most disgusting street in Llanelli, like dodging seagulls, feeling really pissed off at the world, and I thought, there's got to be more to life than this. And I just thought, let's just go for a run and listen to the Spice Girls and film it and see what happens. And that's what I did.
Okay, now. Is that still up on the net? Is that episode still up there?
Yeah, I called it, because I was after maximum hits, because it's my first video. I called it Spice Llanelli, because I think we've got a bit of a spice problem here anyway. So I kind of dragged this massive net across the internet in the bid to catch as many curious people as possible. So that was the first one. I ran it in like a Hawaiian shirt and bathers, like just swim shorts and sunglasses.
I've got to watch her. I'm a bit of a late comer, if I'm honest, dude. We got mutual friends, and I seen you do a review of our mate's band Killer Lights. So I was like, fucking hell, what's this? And then all of a sudden, then I was hooked. So I'd seen a couple of others, which you've done, Idols. And then I watched, obviously, the Iron Maiden one was fantastic, because it was just like, was that genuinely the first time you put that record on as well?
Yeah. They all are. Like, all of them, apart from Idols, I had to cheat a bit on that, because obviously I went to Bristol to film with Dev. So I had to film on like different days. So I had to pretend the bits with him was like the first time I listened to it. But apart from that, everything is the first time I've ever heard it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, number one, it's brilliant because you've got some awesome records to listen to for the first time.
Yeah.
Shane mentioned it earlier. Me and him were having a chat before you came on. He was like, fuck, you're not even knackered, but which is incredible to see from a human being. I mean, fuck me, like I got to drum some of those songs and I'm like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I do hit like, because I run pretty much the same loop all the time. And I know where there's like some real nasty bits coming up. And I'm kind of running, just thinking, I hope nothing awesome happens on this song, so I have to talk about it running up here. And I swear to God, every time I get there, something will happen. Like when I did Van Halen, it was when Eruption started. I was like running, going, please, nothing good happen now, nothing good happen now. And then Eruption started. And I was just like losing my mind, running up this hill, wheels spinning in puddles. Yeah, honestly, I'm always, every time I finish one, I think none of this is going to come out. Like I was just out of breath. I was like, there was snot flying out my mouth, my nose. None of this is going to be, I can't use any of it. And I'm always amazed when I watch it back, like, oh my God, you can kind of understand what's going on.
So do you run as long for however long the album is? Is that how it is?
Yeah. So like one of the challenges I set myself was kind of like, I started running again last year after like years of not doing it. And I could feel myself getting a bit obsessed with running again, and I was kind of sorry, I just drank a fake beer. It's really gassy, and I didn't know what to do with lockdown. I was like, what am I going to do? I literally just got my shit together and started running again. I don't know what to do. Like I got nothing to train for, so I just thought, let's just train to music. And however long an album is, that's how far I'm going to run. So that's what I do.
I love
that. Such a cool idea. Such a cool idea. Like,
yeah, all my training now is just done to albums. Like even days when I don't film it, I just stick an album on and I just run until the album's finished. And it's honestly, right, it's the fittest I've ever been. And it's probably like the happiest I've ever been. And it's the most I've just been in love with music in my life. I just, like, it's a different album every day. I don't film everything because I would just be silly. But yeah, it's like just a new album every day when I go running.
So up to this point, what's the best album for running at the moment, in your opinion?
Oh man,
just to run to. It doesn't mean it's the best album you've heard. I mean to run to.
Yeah, I guess the one I probably put on the most is probably Van Halen. I'm just listening to a lot of that, but Sabbath, their album, Black Sabbath, their album Sabotage. For some reason, I just love it.
Yeah.
I just love my album. Like it's just, I just really wish though with Sabbath that they'd gone in a proper studio, because I've been reading about their albums and it's always like they do it in a house and it's haunted, so they have to move halfway through, and you're like, fuck, why couldn't you just go to a decent studio and do it? Because it would have sounded amazing. I don't know. Like, part of me was thinking, if only Sabbath had the studios that Van Halen went in. Do you know what I mean? And the same producers and stuff.
Yeah.
Those bands really remind me of each other. And I only found out later that they did tour with one another. But they really, I don't know, they've got this similar feel, I think. And obviously they're both led by amazing guitarists. I think that's part of it. I just think if only Sabbath had gone to Hollywood in the sun and done an album in a really amazing studio out there, it would have sounded perfect.
The best thing is, as you're explaining that, for anybody who hasn't seen Jimmy before, I got introduced to him on these viral videos, and he's actually giving descriptions like that while fucking pelting it and running. It's just it's such a cool concept. Honestly now, dude, like I've been like proper excited to have you on, because there's not much that you see these days on the internet that A, you haven't seen before, or B, you know, it's a bit fucking negative or whatever. But when I watched you doing it, I was like, fuck, this is so, number one, it's infectious. It's really infectious. So not only do you want to listen to the record, you genuinely do want to go out and put a pair of running trainers on to get where you are, because You're so in the moment. You can see you fucking exploding over drum beats or riffs or I can't remember some of the quotes. I should have wrote them down. That's lazy journalism, that is. But some of the quotes, you're like, it's like he came from the heavens and fucking as you're running, like
it's bonkers, man. It's bonkers, like, because that's how I am. That's just how I am on my own running. Like if I when I started running again, I just got so excited about running on a Friday when there was like new albums out. I just stick something new on, and I would be like that anyway. And a mate of mine who was just like, he kind of put the idea in my head. He said, you really need to film yourself running, listening to music, because it's bonkers. He's like, I've seen you from a distance and you don't know I've seen you running, but you just like a mad man.
Can you imagine an old lady walking her dog down the track and you got Jimmy running towards her like
like I've got one rule about running reviews is never start them in my street, because I don't want people around you to know what I do. And one of my neighbors saw me when I was doing the Van Halen album, and I was losing my shit. Like I was going mental because I didn't know they covered a Kink song on the album, so I was just going nuts. Like, and I was kind of running, and I was thinking about like climbing this tree at the same time. I was like, I wonder if I could fucking climb that tree and jump off and film it. And I started to do it. My neighbor was there walking her dog. So that's it. Like, that's it. I need to move. I need to go into some kind of witness protection scheme for excited people.
I wanted to know as well, while we're on that subject, like, because I've seen you have some near misses, like where you've gone down like a little part, or you've hit a stumble on a rock and you're the oh fuck or the oh shit, or a branch as well. I'm pretty sure like a branch came close. Have you had those moments? Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've had some really good falls. I fell. Oh, there was one I fell to and I filmed it. Yeah, but the weirdest thing I had was run into, you know, the band Every Time I Die.
Yeah.
I ran to them and I just had a nosebleed. I just had my nose just started bleeding as I was running. So I don't think I ran into anything. Maybe like a wasp went up there. I don't know. But I just had a random nosebleed. It was amazing. I loved it. And, like I could feel it, and it was like honey. It was like really thick, and it was in my mouth. And I was like, oh my god, this is gonna look amazing. And when I looked at the footage, you couldn't see it. I was livid. I was nearly wanted to punch myself in the face and do it again.
Like I said, I know it's like a magician giving away the tricks, but I was watching it thinking, fuck, how is he managing to come out with some of the phrases? Because they will, man. I mean, someone's going to put or running punks, one of your guys who does the techie stuff, or if it's you, got to put together best bits of all your quotes, because they're gathering now. It's like this colossal library of fucking awesomeness. Like, do you know what I mean? So, yeah. There's going to be the best bits of you running. But I was thinking, there's got to be. You're not that fucking. You can't be that perfect where you haven't had a stumble or a branch or a. So I'm glad you shared that. Like,
yeah, I do fall quite a lot. What have I done? I pissed myself on one, but it was like raining, so I just pissed myself. I just ran and started pissing like a horse. I've done that. Yeah, I had like a really bad stomach doing one, and I nearly thought, I need to stop here. But I just, you know what? I just kept on going. I didn't worry about it.
So, when this all kicked off, when did you start to realize you were onto something? Like, because I mean, the community is strong, but and I won't harp on about that too much until like after. But when did you actually realize, fucking hell, there's something happening by you? Like,
when my dad said he liked it.
Yeah, that's fake off, that is.
Like honestly, when my dad said he'd seen, my dad saw Rammstein one, and he said, I've just listened to Rammstein after watching you run to them, and I love it. And I just thought, what the hell? Like, how was that guy listening to Rammstein and enjoyed it after seeing me run? If my dad can check out stuff, I thought like there's hope for anybody to check out stuff, because yeah, he's like you know, he's like 60 odd, so he's like set in what he likes. So you never think that he would be exploring stuff like Rammstein, but he checks everything out now. He checks out like Dillinger Escape Plan, and he sends like his own little text message reviews. And yeah, so him just listening to music that I was running to, I was thinking, shit, like I've tried years to impress this guy, and he's never been impressed. And now he's listening to Rammstein and just anything heavy. It's amazing. So I think that was when I thought, yeah, there's something working here. This is good.
That's class. The fact that you're reacting to something you've heard for the first time. I know you said about the band Idols, you've cheated before because you've heard this stuff, but like you're picking up on that thing that hits you first and you're reacting to it. That's infectious. When people see you reacting that way, they want to go and check that out. They want to see. I think that's it's real, bro. It's like going to a gig and having that wall of noise hit you. But I suppose when it's in your ears and you're running and the adrenaline's pumping, there's no better way to listen to music, I think. Like running,
yeah, totally,
pushing yourself.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I don't know. This sounds totally crazy, right? And if I'm talking nonsense, just give me a thumbs down and I'll stop. But like, music, like particularly an album, used to really mean something when you were younger. So like my earliest memories of albums I love were things like I'd cut all the grass in my street. I'd cut all my neighbours' lawns so I could go to Woolworths and buy like a Mannix album or a Stereophonics album. And I would remember like the process of saving up for that album. It would be like 4 weeks of grass cutting, and then I'd go and buy it. And you really invested time and effort into that album. And even if you didn't like it on first listen, you would stick to it because you'd be like, right, for Christ's sakes, like I've even washed my headmaster's car. Like I need to like his album. Like I did everything I could to buy it. And you would just persevere with it, and you would focus on it, and you would find things you really like. And now, more than ever, it's so easy just to like stick something on Spotify, and after like 30 seconds of an intro, just go, do you know what, it's not for me, and skip it. And I just think when you're running, it takes you back to like putting effort into music. And I think music knows you're doing it. It becomes like this relationship between you and the music, and it's like it's mental.
I love that, man. I love that.
Yeah.
That is
You know what I mean?
exactly what it is. Yeah, it's finding something in you that pushes you and makes you feel. That's exactly what music is. And sometimes it's so easy to skip, as you said. Oh, you don't like a bit? Nah, skip. You got 10-second window because that's what people's brains are like these days. It's like, oh, pass. But you could come across a piece of music within that song that just grabs you and then puts the bit that you don't like in context. And I totally get that, bro. You got to listen at the start to finish to get it. It's too simple to skip these days, especially with the digital thing. You know what I mean? Digital, just skip. If you play the album from start to finish, I guarantee it'll make you think. And that's what music is supposed to do, make you think and feel. I love that, bro. Jimmy, that's outstanding. Love
and it's exactly what you said there. We grew up in the same generation, dude, of fucking Woolworths. It's exactly what you said. You go into Woolworths or your local store, but Woolworths came before our local independent record store. Like, you know, that's where you used to get your charted stuff, you know, before, like, especially me, before I got into the rock or the punk or anything like that. It was always go in there, look at your top 40 or your top 20 records, like, you know, or I remember like when Catatonia had a track out when they were on Top of the Pops, and I run straight to fucking Woolworths. I was like, I gotta buy that song. Like,
it's mad. Like I used to, you know, it was like, I lived in Torquay, so it was like a 45-minute train ride to Ponty. So it was like an hour and a half traveling on my own on a train as like a 13-year-old. So that was like an adventure anyway. And I always remember like things like going there to buy a Sex Pistols album, right? And I got to Woolworths and I was too scared to ask for a Sex Pistols album because I had the word sex in it. So I came home with something else. I came home with like Ocean Colour Scene or something. And it's like... But then I was like, oh, fuck, like I've cut so much grass for this and I've cleaned so many windows, I better like it. And I ended up loving it. Like I just ended up sticking it on and loving it. And I don't know, like people are always amazed, like, how have you never listened to an Iron Maiden album before? And it's like, because whenever I wanted to listen to an album, I bought it and I just wasn't willing to part with money for an Iron Maiden album because I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anybody who was listening to them. Like none of my friends were listening to it. So I wasn't going to take a punt like that. And even when Spotify came along, I just used Spotify to listen to stuff I already own. Like,
Yeah.
So it's, for me, it's like I put in the effort when I'm running, and I'm just like trying to find something in these albums I never listened to before, trying to find something that's just like going to work for me. And there's always something in there, and I always find like some kind of narrative that goes through it all. And then I buy the albums, and that's what I keep meaning to tell people that. But when I review an album, I'll buy it. I'll be like,
wow.
shit, I'm buying that. So I buy them on vinyl or whatever, and yeah.
Has there been one where it's hard? I don't really want to put anybody under the bus, but is there some albums which are hard to run to? There we are. It's just not really. It's not putting you on the spot. You can fucking name them if you want, like, but
yeah, shit. I don't care. There's only one album I couldn't listen to, and I had to turn it off, and it was Slipknot, Iowa. I couldn't. Yeah. Like, no way. It just wasn't happening for me. I stuck with it, but everything just sounded like I couldn't hear musical notes in it. I could tell like there was like a really angry band, and I'm like, this is obviously amazing. I can't even imagine being in the studio. Like, how would you start doing something like this? So I take my hats off to them. This is amazing. But there was just no hope in there at all. And I really struggle with that. Like, I like dark music, and I like depressing themes, but there was like just no hope in it at all. And I could feel it in the music. There was no gaps. There was no light coming in. It was just weird. It was just like running through this darkness, and I just had to just turn it off. I was like, fuck, I can't run to this. So yeah, Slipknot was one. Marilyn Manson, only because, well, I ran to it. I did one, I can't remember what album it was. But I ran like 13 miles listening to a Marilyn Manson album, and it's like, nobody should write an album that's 13 miles long. The record label should have come in.
You know what? That's exactly what I'm going to be thinking now. Whenever we write an album now, Ron, I'll be thinking, can Jimmy run to this?
That's exactly.
We'll have to give him a demo first and say, Jim, can you run to this? Yeah. No, but right off, scrap it, start again.
Yeah.
The record label should have popped in and just been like, how's it going? Yeah. Like, class, man. I've done loads of heroin. How long is the album? It's 65 minutes long. Nah, mate, that's 10 miles. That's over 10 miles worth of music. You got to trim it down a bit. Take something out.
Okay, brilliant.
Oh, and the Ramones are shit.
Didn't vibe off them, no.
Nah, not feeling it. It was like just being trapped in a teenager's bedroom full of posters and just being made to look at posters all day. I was like, this is rubbish, man. I want to go outside, and I want to experience something that's real. These posters are doing my head in.
But,
I love it.
And yet again, for anybody who's tuned in, or anybody watching, Jimmy's with Running Punks. We're big fans of what he does. And that is part of what you do. Exactly what you did then is exactly what you do, just run in and giving an honest opinion. And I fucking love that. I think that's what we're missing now. Everything's a bit too political, or, if you give it to a magazine, there's always, like me and Shane said, we never mind anybody slagging our record off, but at least give us why, or give us, like, even that would have been fucking brilliant. That is, like, do you know what I mean? I'm stuck in an angry kid's fucking bedroom, or
that's a brilliant description. That's like, you're feeling it, man. It's not just, it's not my bag. You're describing it like us. You proper feel. I mean, that's probably because, bro, you're a musician yourself, so you kind of get it. That probably helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I haven't been in bands for long. Like, I've only made 3 or 4 albums, all the bands I've been in, and EPs and stuff. So, but I definitely, like, I'm hit the music immediately, and it stirs something inside me. I feel something straight away. So even if it's like a riff I'm writing myself, I'll be like, oh my God, I can feel something on this. And I think music for me, because I grew up in a house where music was played a lot. Music is associated with memories. And I think, like, how you brought up, it depends on how you react to music as an adult. So I was brought up in a house where on the weekends, my mum would clean the house, my dad would, like, prepare food, and it'd be music on. So even if it's not that particular music, something will happen in the song and it'll take me back there, and it'll bring back memories and make me react to stuff. And yeah, I think that's what it is. It's like music just triggers thoughts and stuff inside my head straight away.
Yeah, man. I'm totally with you, bro. That's exactly how I'm like.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So is it? You said you were in the band. You were in Future of the Left, weren't you?
Yeah, I was in those for a bit.
So did that? Let's take it right back. Is that how it started with music, or?
No. It started like I played guitar in a band in school. Like I played guitar and sung, but my guitar playing was so crap that like we didn't even plug my amp in.
Hey, we know a few of them. We know a few of them, son. We know a few of them. Pro Tools now and Kempers and shit. There's a lot of them on fucking stage not playing. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
We'd do a gig in like Aberdeen or something, and then we'd pull up in a car, and then the bassist would be like, "Oh, we forgot to pack your amp," and I was like, "All right, whatever." So I just started making a thing of buying wacky clothes and just being a dickhead on stage, and that was when we were like 15 and 16, and then I just like it became apparent I was really good at sport, so I just focused on sport for years, and then I started a band again when I was like 25 with a couple of mates in Cardiff, and that was a band called Strange News from Another Star, and we were just like a garage rock band. We wore double denim. We used to like stop songs halfway through because we got bored and do like a press up challenge and stuff. And yeah, we didn't take ourselves seriously at all. And then I joined Future of the Left then in 2010 or something, and I was with those for like 4 years, I think. I can't remember, 4 years or something. And then I left those, and then I got a band now, but we don't do anything because we're all like grown ups, and it's like trying to justify going to join a male voice choir now, trying to get down to band practice. It's a nightmare.
Do you have some great moments with the band, or?
Yeah, like with Strange News from Another Star, we did a tour of Ukraine.
Wow.
And yeah, it was amazing, and we did it all on trains, like slept on trains and stuff. I'm still kind of convinced that I died out there, and this isn't really me. Like, it doesn't make sense that I survived it. I don't really understand. I don't understand how I survived this. So I'm still convinced I'm in some kind of simulation. This isn't even real. I think I drunk myself to death out there. So we did that. That was fun. And then Future Left, we did like American tours, Australian tours, European, UK, Reading and Leeds. So it was like good stuff. We had a good crack. Like, I enjoyed it. It was good. It was really good fun. It was really good fun.
Did that just did you reach a point where life took over, or is it the struggles of, as every musician says, you get very little back as in financial and stuff, or, well, not very little, fuck all, in it really half the time.
No, I got sacked because I was a dickhead.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, it was like my own fault. So, just boozing too much. I don't drink at all now, which is like one of the things. These are fake beers. Yeah, it was kind of like I wasn't happy. I guess I wasn't happy. I had this whole thing about maybe like I was getting close to 30 years old, and I was kind of realizing that maybe quitting athletics when I did wasn't a good idea. So I think if you're not happy or something's not right in your head and you're an artist and you've got free booze and you're traveling the world, I think that can just tip the scales in your mind, and you can just start acting not yourself. Like, do you know what I mean? It was like, yeah, it wasn't good. I wasn't in a good place. And, in fairness, like maybe if it was a different band and they were like mates from school, they could have taken me aside and had a word, but it wasn't that kind of band. We didn't grow up together. It was like the band existed like for the band itself kind of thing. Like we were together to make music as Future Left. So like I can't really blame them. It's just myself. So yeah, it was just one of those things. It was either I was going to leave or I was going to get asked to leave, and then I got asked to leave, and then I was like, oh, do you know what? That's the best thing that's happened to me. Like, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, that's what happened. And then I just thought, right, if I do music again, it's just going to be with mates. It's going to have to be with mates for my own not safety, but just my own protection, and just like I just need that place where I can just create something with mates and we can just be honest with each other and just tell each other when things are shit or like songs are sounding rubbish or it sounds like a blurby side. And you know, that's just like my thing on music now is just do it for a laugh with your friends and people who will tell you when you're being rubbish.
Yeah, that's a valid point, bro. I mean, like we've all been in our bands. The Crows have been in separate bands, and then you know we were in this band. Well, myself, Ronnie and Shane were in a band. We were in school. Then we kind of went and did our own thing, and then you realize, like, you know, I knew we had a good thing. How music was so easy, like the creative spark would just be bang, bang, bang. I think Sam and Ronnie be on the same page, trying to be on the same page, bang, bang, bang. Then you move away, and then you go and play with other musicians, and like you said, there's this weird sort of. Normally, there's the guy who writes the songs, and there's no leeway. And there's these different sort of personalities, and then it becomes a struggle. It becomes a fight. It becomes the whole opposite of why you're joining a band. And that becomes a struggle. And it was only until like we got back together did we realize, shit, man, like because of that bond was there before music. When we did create music, then it was special. We've always said it. We're not the best musicians in the world, but you won't prize us apart. Do you know what I mean? That's the bond that we got is way bigger than the band itself. Like so that it's almost like impenetrable. Like you can't break her. And then you go on tour, which can break bands like that, like that. A tour can break a band like that. Whether you're slamming it in the back of a van, whether you haven't got money, two pennies to rub together, and you go into the next show, or it can break you. It's really tough, but it's that bond before the music that helps you to create the best stuff you're ever going to create. That's a band. That's a band.
Yeah, totally. And it's like, you know, with Future Left, some amazing times, and I got to do like the stuff I dreamed of as a kid. I got to tour America. That's something I dreamt of as a kid when I first read something like Jack Kerouac when I was like 15. I got to drive around the States in a van and play shows every night. It was the best thing I've ever done. You know, and that wouldn't have happened with a band from school because I don't think we were good enough. Future Left, definitely, they had a singer, songwriter he just had what it took to write these songs, to put these albums together that would help us sell and do well in America. So you got like, it was like a sacrifice in a way. It was amazing I got to do that. But you know, just unfortunately it just happened in a band where I don't know, where like that, like you say, and that bond wasn't in there, and it just you know, that wasn't good for me. But you know, I got to do it, and it's amazing, and all that stuff just helps me put everything into context. Like it just helps me think about like what I did as a runner, as an athlete, and it just, I don't know, you've got to have those things in your life to just make you appreciate everything, really, you know?
Yeah, 100%. So are you like, you know, obviously the people don't know, you were a professional athlete. So you like, you're coming across as a bit of a sort of happy-go-lucky like character, and a hell of a character, extremely funny, honest. But to be a sportsman, that's like a different focus. That's a different discipline, right? To get to the level you got.
Yeah, man, like definitely. It's kind of, particularly in an individual sport like I did, like athletics, you're all on your own. And I ran at European Championships. I ran at World Championships. So, you know, stuff where you got to be really tough mentally. Like nothing can phase you. But I was still a maniac. Don't get me wrong. I was mental. Like I didn't care. I didn't care who was racing. Like I raced out in Moscow at the World Championships, and the guy in my first race out there, I was in Russia, and my first race was against the Russian who was Olympic champion at the time. And it was just like, I was just joking with him, telling him I was going to beat him, and I was going to embarrass him in front of all his fans in Russia. And like, we had a photo finish. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I think sometimes in sport, if you can kind of like project, like, I don't know, if you can have this enthusiasm and like, it's kind of, I always felt like I had nothing to lose. And I think that's part of my character still. I just be so enthusiastic about something that I knew I was going to enjoy it no matter what. And I think that's what I was as an athlete. I knew, like, It doesn't really matter if I come last here or I fall over in front of like thousands of people. I'm just going to enjoy myself. And I think that helped me a lot when I started off as an athlete. And then certainly once I'd established myself as like one of the best 800-meter runners in the world, I think that was when you just needed another edge. And that was when I was like, you know what? I'll hold my hands up. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't think I've got what it takes to not go further, but just play at this game for longer. So that's one of the reasons why I left.
So what age did you leave, bro?
24. Like, so I was super young.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it was the year after I got the final of the World Champs, the year after I'd broken the Welsh 800-meter record. And I was just like, nah, I'm done. I want to start a band.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking crazy, like what's going on in it. But
it's a big thing for me, see, Jimmy. I don't know what it was like with Shane growing up, but there wasn't the 3,000 fucking channels on back then and 15 sports channels with everything filtering out. So when athletics was on, like for my dad especially, he'd be big into it. So whether I liked it or not, it was a TV moment. Do you know what I mean? Everybody beating their tea, watching the championships or watching the Olympics. The Olympics was a fucking massive thing in my house. And I couldn't be bothered with half of the stuff that goes on at the beginning of it. It was always when it got to the track. That was always when it got serious, when fucking like Linford Christie and people like that would come out. Oh, here we go. So what? Oh, Lunchbox, aye.
I've seen it, man. I've seen his Willie. Honestly.
So I love this, right? Every week
Yes.
we get an exclusive. So Jimmy, tell us what Linford's lunchbox was like.
It's not as big as mine. It's not as big as mine. Yeah, I saw it in Florence, in Italy, in the toilets.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, this is crazy, right? This is an absolutely insane story. And if you don't believe me, I can give you some numbers for people to phone and they will tell you that it's true. But I ran at the European champs in Florence in Italy. And afterwards we had a lunch. All the teams, all the countries got together and we had lunch on Fiorentina's football pitch.
Wow.
Yeah, it was mad. So like the mayor of Florence was there and everything. And I got really drunk and I got naked and I did a diving header into the goals, Fiorentina's goals. And then this Polish shot putter kneed me in the back and nearly killed me. So I went to the toilet. To like try and sober up and sort myself out. And that's when I saw Linford Christie's Willie.
That's probably my favorite story of 33 weeks doing this. That's absolutely priceless, that is, man.
Yeah.
That's absolutely, Jesus Christ. It don't matter if we never do another fucking episode. That is the best story for 33 weeks, that is.
I just thought, like, you know what? It was worth getting kneed in the back and nearly dying by a massive guy just to see that thing. And I can take it to my grave that I've seen it.
Oh my God. So when did you start running then? Like Shane's gone. Listen, little did I know, right? The young Ronnie back in the day eating his dinner with his mum and dad and I going, oh look, hey everybody, Linford's coming out. Would I be there 15 years later going, is it Jim? You've seen his Willie?
Yeah, man. That's why I started running. A future version of myself went back in time and saw 10-year-old me and said, if you keep on running, in 14 years' time, you'll see Linford Christie's Willie.
Yes.
And that's why I started running. I was like, oh my God, future Jimmy, that's amazing. Let's start now. Let's start training now.
After doing a diving header naked on a Fiorentina pitch. You can't, right?
Yeah, ball up naked, right? It was like, there was a table there and all the big wigs. This was when World Athletics was like so corrupt as well. It was insane. And there was a big table with all the big wigs of IAAF Athletics there. And I just sat there with my trousers down and grabbed a cigar from someone and started smoking it. It was like, and this is true. I didn't Don't know what's wrong with me. Mental, absolutely crazy. Like, and then the year after, that was before I got the final world champs. So I remember thinking on the start line, the world champs final, is people looking at this thinking, that's that guy who was running around naked last year? How was he in the final of the world champs? And I just thought, I'm going to show you what I can do. And honestly, it was in my head as I was running, Linford Christie's Willie and all them stolen cigars. That's what powered me to finish.
Your motivation, that's amazing. Oh, but
Yeah.
that's so funny.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's so
Fucking
funny.
hell.
So obviously, like as a kid, what you knew you were fast? Did you like in school sports days? Did you wreck everybody in school? Is that how it kind of?
Not for a while. Not for a while. I remember doing school sports and I didn't win, and then my dad was like, You're faster than that. You're faster than that. And I remember just like getting really angry, and I was running up and down the street, like my little legs going crazy. And then I remember running past a girl in school after school, and the next day she was like, "You're really fast." And there's a girl I'd fancied for ages, and I was like, "Oh my god, I've tried everything. Like I even like put lemon in my hair after a shower to think I'd have highlights, and it didn't impress her. But I ran past her, and she was impressed, and I was like, "Oh, I got to work on this. This is what I need to work on." So I just started running. That was it.
Wow.
Just so girls in school could say hello to me. Now I run so people just leave me alone. It's the opposite now.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny.
Fucking hell, Jimmy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't remember a moment that I was like, I'm a runner. I tried every sport going, and I just hated them all. I just didn't like hanging out with other people. Like I tried stand-up comedy as well, and I just hated like comedians. So I'm just one of them people who was like, if I hate something, it means I need to do it on my own. So that's why I started running.
When you started smashing it, like, and obviously I don't want to be ignorant. You run for your district, then obviously you run for the country in the Commonwealth. Yeah. Then obviously you move up to Great Britain. Then when you're doing the Olympics and stuff. Yeah. What about like the training and the focus with that? Like Shane was saying earlier, was that hard? Did that used to bring you down, or were you just completely focused on a goal? Was there a specific? Like you said earlier, you smashed the Welsh record for the 800. I'm gonna do this competition. Was it an actual goal for you, or?
I think. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the training. I enjoyed the hard work. I think I don't know. It's weird. Like I had a hero. I had a hero, and he was an athlete, so that made everything kind of easier for me. It was just like I just want to be like him. And it was the Russian that I got to race in the World Champs. I got to race him twice, and I watched him running on the TV in I think it was Athens Olympics when he won it. And I just watched him running. I was like running like for Wales and stuff there, and you know it was good. I think I was probably Welsh champ. I hadn't run for Great Britain or anything like that, and I was probably like just training in the comfort. Do you know what I mean? I was just doing what I needed to do to run for Wales now and again, and like I was in uni, and it was just like I don't know, I was just ticking the boxes to be like, oh, I do sport, so I got a bit of a personality. And then I watched him running at the final of the Olympics, and I was just like, oh my God, like something about the way he ran our race. I was like, that is amazing. Like, that is amazing. What he's done there is just beautiful. Like he was last all the way around, and the commentator was like, oh, he's like, he was one of the favorites. He's messed it up, and he just like smashed everybody at the end. And I just thought, do you know what? I'm just going to run like that. Even if I should be at the front of the race, I'm deliberately going to be at the back, because that was so exciting, the way he just went past everybody at the end. So I just started training like him and running like him, and that was it. Like I just wanted to be him, and then I got to race him twice. So I think that was when I was like, this is what I want to do. I just want to run in a way that people react when they watch it, like I reacted when I watched you run. That was it. Show off, basically.
Well, no, again, it's what you felt, isn't it? As opposed to anything else. So I get that, bro.
Yeah, totally. It's like athletics, I find like such a weird event. Like running on track, I don't understand why people would watch it, because for me, as someone who's been an athlete, all the fun stuff is going on in the person's head who's running. Like, it's like you haven't got an engine strapped to you or a jetpack, so it's not particularly like, oh my god, look how fast that is. It's just like, oh, it's just a bunch of guys running. Like, but for me, like, I was fascinated by what was going on in my head while I was running, and I used to love it. Like, I used to get so excited about that gun going, and just like, I just loved the way my brain would just like strip everything that was modern, and it was just like, honestly, it was like having the same brain as a dog or something. It was just like, you just became like this thing that was just chasing something, and you didn't know what it was, and I loved it. I loved it. And then when I saw somebody win the Olympics in such like a stylish, creative, arty way, I just thought, this is more than just like this primal instinct in you to run fast anybody. This can be like a display. This can be something really creative and poetic as well. And then that, for me, just like the two things I love in the world got joined, like art and just being a mad head joined. And I was like, this is perfect for me now. This is perfect, because I love running fast for no reason whatsoever. But then I love to put like a bit of a show on. So
Was it always 800 meters as well?
800 meters, because I was told that's the easiest thing to train for. Like, I was just told that's easy. That you don't have to be really fast and you don't have to be really fit. It's just in between. But you do have to be really hard and crazy. And I was like, that sounds good for me. Like, yeah, you don't need blocks. Like, I experimented with some distances where you needed blocks. I was like, that's insane. That's like me with a capo or a wah-wah. It's just like, it's just too much for me. I can't deal with it. So I was like, there's no equipment involved. I was like, this is perfect. Like, there's no equipment, and you get to like bump up against each other and smell each other and push people around. So I was like, this is my sport. It's like honestly, 800-meter running is like rugby without a ball. It's amazing.
That's a
It's not like
rugby. So after you decided to quit, how long was it before you started running? So how long were you not running for?
12 years.
Wow.
11, yeah. Like, I jogged now and again.
Wow. Yeah.
Just like I did a bit of a jog. Like, mostly just to sort of hangovers. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go for a jog. I feel like muck. But like nothing, man. There's loads of before and after photos online. I put so much weight on. It was insane. And like, because I'm bald, under this hat I'm bald, I've just got like a tactical fringe and then bits on the side. the more weight.
A tactical fringe. I've never heard that before.
Genuinely,
that's amazing.
I'm so blessed. Fringe. I'm so blessed for these followers here. They've just hung on. And like the bigger I was, the bigger the gap on my head was. Like my head just like, so I was like, I need to shrink my head somehow. I need to make the top of my head smaller. So I need to lose weight. So I started running. Just to make my bald patch smaller.
Oh, fucking hell. That's fucking brilliant.
Any sort of like, to be honest, bro, you didn't just like, it wasn't like a hobby. This was like a profession. You were a professional athlete. Got to, the final of a world championships, running with the best runners in the world, and then you just decided to stop. So do you look back and do you have any sort of, maybe not regrets, but do you think, I don't know, you could have done it for so long? You didn't have the drive, or was? Because the way I look at it, bro, right? The way I see it, right? The way I am, I would be looking back and thinking, God, look what I achieved. That's incredible. And I give that up. Damn it.
Yeah, is loads of regrets, but I didn't realize. Like, I think regrets is weird. Like, just because Robbie Williams wrote a song about it doesn't mean you can easily identify it. Regrets, they can just hide it. Like, do you know what I mean? Honestly, everyone listens to that Robbie Williams song and they think, I'll keep an eye out for those regrets because Robbie Williams did a song about it. If I see a regret, I'll have a word with it and I'll sort myself out. But they're hard to spot. Like, they're hard to spot. They hide.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Robbie, I don't think he wrote all those lyrics himself. I think someone helped him out there because I don't think he could spot the regret that easy. I've struggled. They're hard. He had some co-writers, some experts in regret.
Oh, but you're killing me, man. I'm crying.
It's like right. So this is how my regret manifested itself. Right. This is genuine now. So I was like, I don't regret it. I haven't heard that Robbie Williams song. I don't regret this. I want to be a rock star. I want to just drink loads of beer. I can drink a bottle of Johnny Walker, no problem. I'm hard as nails. And then I became like this alpha male out of nowhere. In all my life, I never acted like an alpha male. All of a sudden, I was like acting like I'm the hardest man on the planet. And I was like, oh, you think you're really hard, do you? Well, I used to run 100 miles a week. And then I go to Russia and race people. I'm solid. And I started acting like this maniac, like that I was like the hardest guy on the planet. And I was like, what is that all about? And it just kept coming out when I was drunk. It just kept coming out. And I was like, I'm from the valleys. I'm from Troki. And I was just seeing the way I was acting was like so much like people in pubs that I'd be scared of when I was like 18 going to the pub and there'd be like a 50-year-old guy there with like a glass eye hanging out by the phone. And I was like, that guy's mental, like, don't mess with him. And I was becoming that person. And it really took me to like get booted out of the band, get like a proper job, have a family, to then just go, what is causing this? Like, why am I acting like an idiot? And it was regret, honestly. It was. And then I heard Robbie Williams and I was like, it's regret. It's just, and I had to like embrace it. I had to embrace that I might have messed up, and it's all right to mess up in your life because, you know, like, as far as I know, I might have died out in the Ukraine and it'd be like a simulation, but we only get one life. And for me, like the biggest thing I ever done was stop drinking and then come to terms with how sensitive I am as a person. And I realized that I was drinking to hide that sensitivity and it was making me act all macho. And I was acting macho because I didn't want to face up to my own mistakes, my own regrets. And I just had to like just go head on into it. And I was like, the only way to deal with this is to run again. That's like the only thing I can do is to run as if it's a time machine and go back to 12 years ago when I was running and I was fit and healthy. And that's why I started running.
Brother, man, that's incredible. What an awakening that is, like being honest and that. That's
wow. Amazing.
Yeah. And it was like, it was tough. And I was like thinking about all the shitty things I did, and then I'd get in touch with people, and I was like, look, just so you know, like I'm sorry, but like I'm sorting it out, and I'm sorting it out by running. And it sounds crazy, like I haven't been to see anybody, I haven't been to see a shrink or something. I'm just running, and I know it's making me better, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just making me like, just softening me, and just like I said, like just becoming aware of how sensitive a person I was for me like just the best thing that's ever happened to me. Really is like just to know that I'm a softie.
Yeah.
It's incredible, but
that's
incredible.
Beautifully put, bro. That's beautifully put. And what's incredible is you could almost say that running is like an isolation in itself. And you go, it's just you and your mind. But what you're doing is bringing music in. You're videoing yourselves. You're connecting with people. People are reacting to your reaction, which is like it's incredible connection with other people. And before you know it, it's blowing up. Like so. Incredible way to see where you've been, to know how you are in the moment, and to see what you want to do to better yourself. That's amazing foresight, bro. Congrats. That's
cheers, man. Cheers. Yeah. It's I don't know, like, and then I just think, I know like the term toxic masculinity gets thrown around a lot, and it, you know, I get it, and I get that it is a bad thing, but that doesn't mean you have to like stop being a man. It's not the answer is to stop being a man. It's just to be like the best kind of man that you can be, but still do stuff that, you know, puts you out there. So still go run it. Like don't shy away from the fact you are crazy and you've got all this energy. Like stick a GoPro in your face and lose your head, lose it, run into Black Sabbath. Still do stuff like that, but just don't go drinking and sleffy and nick guitars off walls in pubs. Just don't do that.
Oh, fucking hell, man. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
But But you are, Jim, honestly, no, you are very infectious. Like I said, I'm so glad during this bizarre time of the planet, this fucking, as you called it, like a simulator.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I discovered what you do, because like I said, I don't know, like Shane just touched on it now. You are kind of reaching out to people without you realizing it. I am entertained by you. I am happy. I am almost like absorbing your fucking endorphins through the phone. Like, do you know what I mean? Where, because I can see it, bro. I can see it. Like you're there. You're happy, and you're describing the music, and then that energy to someone like me who's quite fucking nuts and that energy kind of. I'm sitting there then going, I've got to fucking do something. The missus is looking at me going, chill the fuck out. Yourself now, like, but there's a gentleman through your Running Punks community, and that's why I said earlier I touch more on about it. There's so many people who are coming together now, like the Running Punks, like Sunday clubs. We were speaking to the guys down in Music Box, and I didn't realize his connection with you. And then obviously I seen Peter Gabriel is somebody who never in his life had run 10 minutes. I think it's fair to say that 10 minutes in a row. And the other day I watched him run for the first time 21 minutes, thanks to your motivation, your plan, your willpower, your talk, your whatever you've bottled and put into another human. It's phenomenal, bro. It's phenomenal. Like, do you know what I mean? Now that was rewarding. I don't even know who fucking Peter is, but I was willing him on. Like, do you know what I mean? I was like, get in there, son. And you could see how happy he was running with the camera. And I love the fact he stopped on 21, because it's like a fucking film. And he was like, to be continued.
I did him a plan, and then week 6 was like a 21-minute run, and people would be like, why not 20? And it's like, because that feels like a goal, and I just think running, life, everything, okay, I know it's silly, obviously set yourself goals, but why should it be like that? It shouldn't be about finishing or something. It should be like getting ready for the next thing, getting ready for the next step on your journey. Like, so I give him 21 minutes, and he's like, I'm so glad you did that, because now I know the next one is half hour, and I'm nearly there already. So yeah, he's amazing. Like, he sent me an email, and he's like, I've always wanted to run and I've never done it. So I phoned him up, and then like I phone people, and I just chat to them, and I'm like, right, what's the crack, and why do you want to run? And he was like, I just want to run for 50 minutes so I can listen to an album I've never listened to, because I can't listen to it because of something that's happened, and I want to be in a good space to listen to it. And I was like, right, we'll get you running for an hour. Don't you worry about it. And yeah, we're like 6 weeks down, and he's up to 21 minutes. He'll be there. Like, before long, you'll see him running for an hour listening to the album, and it's just like amazing. It's amazing to help him. But like, I don't really see that I'm helping him. It's like, I just told him what to do. I just said, like, this is how you can do it, and he's got whatever he's got inside him to make him do it, and he's doing all the running himself. But like, he's inspiring me. He's inspiring so many people around the world, and he's texting me like, someone sent him a tweet from like Australia or Bangkok. I've seen you running, and it's made me go for a run. And he's like, this is amazing. I'm like, that's just the beautiful thing. In like, we can make the internet can be quite shitty, but you can make it a beautiful thing where you can just film yourself running, and someone on the other side of the world will go out running because of you. Like, and he's just embracing it, and he's loving it.
Well, I'm watching the journey, dude, and I'm seeing constantly like, yes, Running Punks. I want to say New York. I hope I'm getting these right. Running Punks New York, Running Punks London, Running Punks. That you can see that it's growing. It is a community. Like, it's fucking phenomenal. Like, you know. Yeah,
it's like I wake up in the morning, and then I check like wherever, like Instagram, Facebook, and stuff, and there's like people, like someone sent me a picture, and they just been for their first ever run, and they live in Phoenix, Arizona, and they just sent me a picture, and it's like, I just been for my first ever run thanks to you. And you're like, what? This is mad. And then I just think this is so good, because this is something that if I'd stuck to professional sport, I don't think it would have done this. I don't think it would have got people out running. I would just be like another like human equivalent of a racehorse. And I just think it just makes everything worthwhile. It makes all the bad choices I made and the dark times worthwhile, to be now like 38 years old. And it's like, I'm having the best time of my life running. I've sorted my shit out, and now it's helping other people around the world run. So, yes, it is amazing. Like, it is amazing.
And thank fuck for Robbie Williams. I never thought I'd say that, bro. I never thought that would come out of my mouth.
The two most important things in my life: Robbie Williams and Linford Christie's dick. I'm gonna have that on my tombstone.
Oh, dude, we could talk to you for hours, like honestly, genuinely,
Yeah.
and I genuinely mean this now, Jimmy. When things get to a bit more normal, I think we can actually start fucking seeing people from Monday where we live. I've promised the guys down in Music Box I'm going to go down there on a Sunday and have a run with them and stuff like that. And I definitely want to meet up with you, dude. And please keep in touch with us as a band as well. We'd fucking love you to come to a gig. No, we honestly now it'd be great to have you, just to have your fucking energy there. I'd love a Jimmy Watkins fucking prep talk before we hit the stage, like. That'd be incredible.
Yeah. Okay, right. I'm running to your album as well. Definitely. I think at the end of the year, I'm gonna do stuff where it's not gonna be my first listen. I'm just gonna run to stuff I like, because I really, it's just got to the point now where it's like, okay, like lots of people are checking out the videos, and I kind of want to just say, like, this is the stuff I like, by the way. Like, this is stuff you should check out, not just like people recommend stuff to me. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna run to your album. I've had it on loads today. It's amazing. I love it. So I'll be running to that, definitely.
Jimmy, thank you, Ten. Before you go, dude, where can people find you on the socials, and can you tell them where to find Running Punks and everything?
Nah, I'm just gonna delete everything after this now.
Here he is, boy.
That's me. I pulled my groin doing that. And the photographer was like, yeah. He felt really bad as well. I was like, oh my God, like that. I feel sick. I feel like a bollock has popped off. Yeah. Well, that looks like I'm really happy in the photo, but I'm actually screaming in agony there. And yeah, that was on the golf course as well. People were playing golf when I did that. So check out Running Punks on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I think it's all just at Running Punks. I'm on Twitter as Biggie Timkins. I started off the lockdown as Little Timkins, but I feel like I've matured, so I'm now Biggie Timkins. And I'm on Instagram as, after my favourite Ike and Tina Turner song, Nutbush Jimmy Limits.
There you go.
Yes, please check it out. Running Punks. Is it runningpunks.co.uk?
No, it's .com. Runningpunks.com. Buy our merch. Look at that.
Yeah, buy the merch. Just running jackets as well have just dropped there. Black Sabbath. There's some lush items on here, Jimmy boy. There's some fucking stuff.
That's Rodri, that is. I got to give Rodri a shout out. He's my other running punk. And it was all his idea. And he sent me this massive email. And he's like, I think we can do this together because of your running journey. And so it's his idea, and he's in charge of all the merch. So everything on it, Rod, he made it happen, and he just gave me a vehicle to be mental and ride upon.
Thank you, Rod. That's awesome. You've given us Jimmy Watkins. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Jimmy, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, brother.
Thanks for having me.
I'm just looking at all the comments. Yeah, make sure you come back and watch this and look at all the comments that people are saying about you, brother. It's all good, bud. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, amazing. And I'll come to a gig soon.
Definitely. Thank you, Jimmy. Keep in touch, dude. I'll speak to you soon.
See you later. Ta-ra.
Bye. Oh, man. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. I knew he'd be a character, but I knew that first video gripped me. Like I said, the first video I watched of him, I was pissing him. I thought, what a character by you. And then I started looking at more of his stuff. Now I can't wait for him to upload stuff. That's how he's got you. Like, he's got you gripped. But I didn't expect half of those stories tonight. I mean, you know, we've had some phenomenal. We've been blessed with guests on you, but wow. Should we get the boys in and have a quick chat with them?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it. Let's bring the boys.
Yeah.
Sup?
He's a character, isn't he?
I love that.
Hello, boy. Loved it.
So good.
I love that.
Should we give him a round of
Man.
applause?
I just didn't expect. Yes.
Jimmy boy.
Runningpunks.com. Like I said, the community seems to be getting stronger. What a character, boys. Like I said, I didn't expect half of that. I knew he'd been in a band. Me and Shane were talking about him before, and I said, look, this guy is blowing up all over the socials because he's very modest as well. I thought that of Jimmy because you kind of touched on it a bit, Shane, when you were saying, dude, you're a fucking professional athlete. Like
He plays it down, and you think he's a bit of a we've all said it now. He's a character, but there's a depth, there's a sincerity, there's an honesty about him, and that just oozes out of him, doesn't it? You know, it's just real.
I love that in people, man.
Yeah,
I love that.
There's no falseness. He tells it like it is. He is who he is. Like me or lump me.
Yeah.
Incredible. But now Robbie Williams and Lympho Christie, that just
yeah, fucking
and
right.
When he was on about the Ramones and he went, "Oh, this shit." I thought that was brilliant.
I have to say, I disagree with you there, Jimmy boy, about the Ramones.
Yes,
But then the explanation he gave, I was like, "Do you know what? That's actually a really, really good." I can't argue with that.
I did see Lympho Christie buying a pack of fags in a service station once. What? Yeah, we gone down to see Green Day in Wembley. Oh man, God, how many years ago must that have been? Like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, 98.
And it was he was in the service station buying a pack of fags. Got in his Beamer with his missus, and we were chasing him up the motorway, driving next to him, like doing this. Next to him like that. He was, I thought, fuck yeah, what a bunch of
he's never had that done to him before, has he?
No, I know.
But you didn't see his Willie, Dave.
Didn't I?
I bet you're like the rhinos in the toilets. You know, like
I bet you were hearing half those stories, Dave, and thinking, I'm sure I met Jimmy back in the fucking 90s. Yeah, man, great guess, man, great guess. And I like what he does. I think the first time I caught wind of him, what was he reviewing? It might have been Killer Lights, actually.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll check this out. And I thought, what the friggin' hell? It's such a unique take on a review mixed with a react to sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's so unique the way he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I first seen him. I was like, what the fuck? What what is this like? And then obviously the more I was watching it, I was just I just got sucked in, like you would with a good movie or a great band or anything. I just found what he was doing was really inspiring. And just like, yes, and you could see how happy he was, like I said to him in the interview, just so infectious. Like that word is, I keep saying it because it's so true. He's so infectious. And then to see what he's done with other people, like I said, boys, I don't know if you've seen that the Peter Gabriel story I was talking about. His 6-week plan. Just have a little look. If you get 5, just have a little look. It's all in the Running Punks community, but it's just so wow. Like it just gives anybody hope because there's so many people out there like, well, I wouldn't run. Well, there's no way you get me running. And in all fairness, Jimmy's got him running, and he's got him running for 21 minutes without stopping. It's an incredible achievement. It doesn't matter what shape, size, how fit you think you are. Running for 10 minutes is hard. 5 minutes is hard. Do you know what I mean? So it's a great achievement, man. And like Shane really got a lot out of him that I didn't expect there, and I didn't know he'd been on quite a deep journey. So to go through all of that and come out where he has, it's fucking tip of the hat. Like you said, Shane, it's a round of applause because it was just such a good guest, man. It was a really, really good guest,
Yeah. Beautiful.
What did he call it?
Oop. Just frozen by the light.
Hello, can you hear me? Am I back?
Now you're back in the game.
What did he call it? The tactical fringe. I thought, man, what a dude, like, what a dude.
There was a few in there, man. It cracked me up, I did.
Yeah.
The tactical fringe done me.
There's so many hashtags in it. Tactical
Yeah, man.
fringe. Hashtag
Yeah.
tactical fringe.
Yeah.
Hashtag no regrets. Robbie Williams. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Linford's lunchbox. Incredible.
Yeah, great guess.
Yeah,
man.
and I meant that because he, you can see the energy he packs on you. He was fucking well into it, which I love. I just want to see him at a gig, boys. It'd be brilliant. I'd love to have him backstage before we went on to do just something different, do a bit of a prep talk. Come on, you fuckers, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I just think, and I actually think a lot of people have said it on you. He should look. I know he said he doesn't like stand-up comedy, see, but he should look to do more the one-man show vibe and tell his story because it's fucking incredible, man.
Yeah,
Not many
like an evening with Jimmy Watkins.
Yeah, I think that's the way he should be played because I think if he's going to try and be a comedian, I don't think it'll work. I think what's funny is just him, naturally funny. I think the minute you try and come up with the gags, I think that'll go to shit. But he's a naturally very, very funny guy.
He really is.
Let's have him open.
Awesome.
Half hour set.
Say that again, Shane?
Let's have him open up for us. Give him a half hour set.
We can bring it up.
I do that.
Here we are.
Tell you
So,
what, if he wrote the book, it'd be bloody good.
oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't give him too many ideas because we're not getting a percentage by you, Lloyd. I'll email him this after CC the Crows in it. I'd be like, have you thought of a book?
I've already done it.
Yeah, an evening with a book. We'll think of a few more things. Now we'll get Rod on there as well. We'll have 20% of that.
Brainstorming.
Yeah, I'll put it, Oliver me. I'm gonna kind of nick your idea here, dude. Put a treadmill on the stage. Give him a Walkman. When we put a treadmill on the stage while we play.
That's a good shout.
Well, I'd pay to go and watch him. Like I said, an audience with. Because I think if he does that vibe like he did on you, he was bouncing off me and Shane. You could see it was just coming. It's exactly what we're like in a van, really, isn't it? It's just, little things trigger you off. And if you can make someone laugh, you've kind of made your 5 minutes, So he's got that naturally in abundance. Jesus Christ,
Yeah. Incredible. Anyway, Lloyd Wood, it's good to have you back, brother. Where have you been?
It's nice to be back, man. Well, last week was my youngest daughter's birthday.
Birthday.
With an F.
Birthday.
I'm winking at it like that.
Did you have a good one?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just getting everything was in lockdown, so we had like movie nights. We played. What was the game called? Clock It. You guys ever play that?
No.
It's like you got these cards and it's all on a timer and it flashes up. You've got to mime it, draw it, or describe it.
Cool.
So the four of us sat around, played that. We played a few games and just had a bit of an old-fashioned sort of day, really. But it was great. I mean, kids they only want your time, didn't they?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's the most precious thing, man. They only want your time. So
love that.
Yeah, she enjoyed it. So
yeah, that's good, bud.
Nice to be back, boys. Nice to be back.
Good to have you back, mate.
Do you watch anything else over Halloween, or do you not really embrace it this year?
Watched a bit of a comedy, really, with Adam Sandler. Who be Halloween, isn't it? That's what it's called. Yeah. But it was class, man. I mean, I'm a massive Adam Sandler fan, just like you, Ron. I just like the silliness of him. I won't say too much about it because, if anyone out there hasn't watched it, I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't want to be that guy. Because I'm pretty good at that. But go and watch it. Yeah. What about you? What about anyone else? What do you do, Shine, on Halloween?
When was this Saturday, wasn't it?
Your mic's gone, but there, Shine. Oh, there he is.
Oh, I'm back. You and me loud and clear?
Yeah.
Saturday wasn't it?
Yeah.
Probably watch YouTube videos on gear, nothing to do with Halloween, which lockdown has taught me. Watch YouTube; it'll teach you about gear.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of YouTube, Shane, about gear. I got to pick a guitar. I got to either pick a Fender or Gibson.
Oh, it's only one direction. I think.
Well,
Yeah.
you've seen that, but after playing your guitar, your telly,
I think the thing with my telly is that, as when I remember when it turned up, it was
that's a guitar, everybody, not the telly, a Telecaster.
or the 13-inch telly. It's like
How many frets on this? How many channels?
I think that Telecaster, but as soon I remember the first time I took it out of the case, it instantly felt more like a Gibson to me than a Fender. So I don't know, but I think it's one of them things. I think just go and play it. And
yeah,
you
well,
know,
I can't do it.
yeah,
I see annoying thing.
yeah.
There we are. Yeah, decisions.
All decisions.
Do you wear your mask, Shine, while you were watching YouTube?
I did. Do you know, I've actually ordered a polystyrene head for him. So I'm thinking I could put him on top of my amp when we're allowed to play again.
Oh, that's horrendous.
It was terrifying, Lloyd. When you get a chance, have a look at last week's episode.
I knew about it, but
oh fuck! I wasn't expecting that from Thomas. I was expecting him to like turn up like like fucking Queen or Red Dwarf or whatever, but
they're all bastards. But they're all of them, but they all in three.
Oh yeah.
well, that's what you don't
Check this
understand.
under the bus there, Lloyd.
Yeah, you have to come clean now. I sent a text message to the boys.
Oh, is it? There we
And
go.
we all need to get masks. So when we come on, it scares the shit out of Ronnie.
Yeah.
So me and Dave went and bought a clown mask.
The same one.
Well, let me tell you, which you probably know anyway. It proper worked because I've looked at it back and I start stuttering. Junior, and I can't get my words out because I'm trying not to look at the screen as well. And it was one of those where I didn't know where my trail of thoughts were. His was glowing, and then you and Dave kept doing this like right up into the screen. I'm well behind on my messages. I apologize to people who think I'm fucking rude, and I'm working my way through them. But the amount of clown messages, like I said, thanks to Mr. Greenall, and they just pop up everywhere. Like, do you know what I mean? It was just, oh, fucking hell. So, yeah. But yeah, what about you, Dave? Happy Halloween or?
Fuck, I spent it just trying to keep the cat and the cat. I got two kittens now, and so I'm trying to separate them from the dog from Indy because they just wind each other up, so it's just nuts. So I'm basically just like trying to keep them all. They get on, but they just wind each other up, so it's just carnage. So I spent my time doing that. And we had our fence fixed. Mark and John, bless them, came over and finished our fence so Indy can like not get out anymore. So good job, guys. Thank you very much. Mark Young and John Evans.
do you want to do that again?
Yeah, join you boys. So yeah, basically animal based week.
Dave, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you starting a zoo?
feels like it, but it's a good laugh, man. Kittens are cool. Like kittens are really good fun, man. They're really cute and just playful, and yeah, they're really cool. Like I've never had cats before, so they're cool. Yeah, I'd recommend a cat if anybody looking for a little pet.
Dave said it.
What about budgies next, Dave?
I don't know. You got to put them in a cage, I don't like to put things in cages. I kind of like
you just let it go, fucking
fly around the house. Like, yeah.
2020 now, love. Let him go in there. Just let him go free. Be one with the budgie, like.
They rescue kitties. Well, no. A neighbor and a friend both had litters the same time. They didn't have homes for them, so we just adopted them. So kind of rescue in a sort of way. We didn't buy them, no. Anyway, enough for cat cast.
Cat cast. Oh, that's fucking brilliant. So yeah, you didn't get to watch any horrors or anything like that, Dave? No,
we've been watching. I was going to watch some horrors, but we've been watching the Lord of the Rings films the last couple of nights, man, because they've been on television, and it reignited our thing. So we watched Two Towers last night. great, man. I ain't seen him for years, but I've seen. I could like recite the next line. It's like, you know what me and Lloyd are like with Bottom in the van. I like that. Just Lisa's like, will you shut the fuck up? I'm just telling her the next line because I must have seen him when they first cut. I must have seen him in the studio 10 times each. So yeah, I've been watching Lord of the Rings. So yeah, completely non-Halloweeny week for me.
Yeah. Tidy.
Awesome. So you were doing my thing, were you, bud? What's the next line?
That's a good idea, that is, Shane.
See what I did there?
Oh, yes.
See what I did?
Segue.
Hang on, I forgot what song it is. Whoa, what's a bit close? Back up. What are you doing to me? There it is. Okay, here we go. Tell me the lyric, give me the lyric. What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. Tell me the lyric, give me the lyric. What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line? And the lyric is, well, I'm done with the waiting. Well, I'm done with the waiting. What's the line that follows? Go, go, go.
I love it. Well, while we're waiting for the answer, what if we have a little bit of this, eh?
With my parachute on this.
Oh, God.
It's Shine Minister.
Oh man.
But you know, the ironic thing about that is, I bet if they all wish I was in power about now. After England have just been locked down for a month.
Well, we had it trending before, dude. We had the whole like hashtag Shiner for Prime Minister, but I think we hit onto something earlier. Hashtag Shine Minister. That's the one. Like that is the one. What do you think of the recent news, Shine? That's why I give you your feature, the music, which will continue as long as that fucking baffling idiot will keep addressing us.
Yeah, I kind of think like whoever was in power, I think, is kind of between a rock and a hard place. Because I don't think generally anyone in the world actually knows how to solve the problem. So
no, I agree with you there, Shane.
I think for me, I think he should maybe just come out and just go, I haven't got a fucking clue. Leave me alone.
I off to the pub.
Fuck you.
Oh no, I can't go to the pub. It's lockdown. Fuck.
Yeah, and I genuinely think people will probably get off his back a bit. He's like, oh, but he hasn't got a clue either. Just be fucking straight. I haven't got a clue what's going on, Nick.
I know. Well, to be fair, I mean, if I, without taking your segment, Shine, if I was in issues, you just listen to the scientists, didn't you? They study this thing day and night. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't know what else there is to do. Like, because
that's that. I think it was the 7th of September that his scientist people said to him, "You better lock the country down, otherwise it's going to get worse." What are we? Nearly 6 weeks later.
Yeah.
You're like, hello. Oh, it's like that bit in fucking Back to the Future, isn't it? Hello, McFly. Anybody home? It's like, I don't know. It's just we're all fucked.
And there we have it.
What would you have done? What would you have done different, Shine? Yeah, more next week now.
Yeah. To be honest, I would have done one New Zealand, and because we're an island the same as New Zealand.
Yes.
So you got X amount of time to get home, and then we'd be in lockdown. The country, the borders are being locked down, and see if that worked. Well, obviously it worked because it worked in New Zealand. So
one island, one set of rules.
Yeah,
less complicated. I'm already loving it. Hashtag Shine Minister. What I want to see off the Crow family, I think, this week is maybe a bit of photoshopping of Shiner as the Prime Minister. We all know he's the man. And Dave has just joined his cabinet, apparently. He hasn't overtaken a segment, but Dave is a follower. He is part of Shiner's cabinet, so maybe I can Photoshop that. And we'll definitely address the Crow family next week with a bit more of hashtag Shine Minister. Ah, lovely, lovely, lovely.
His face again in that picture.
It's time to change my seat. A nice black one, I want, for James Bond.
Oh, fucking hell.
Brilliant.
Have we got a winner?
That's fucking terrifying. And Shiner and Dave. That's terrifying.
Well, I'm loving it so far. There's 5 crows. He's converted one already. Like I said, I want to Shine Minister and Dave as part of his cabinet. So there we are. Have fun with our Photoshop.
Yep.
It's brilliant. Have we got a winner yet, Mr. Greenough?
Yes, we have got a winner. I mean, it's amazing how many people got it right. And again, guys, I hope you don't mind for the people that did get it right who have won on CrowCast. I'm going to stick my neck out here and go for a lady called Shirley Johnson. She had the lyric right. The lyric was, "My only limit is time. My only limit is time." Well done, Shirley.
Well done, Shirley.
Shirley, you won a goodie bag. It's a Crow bag with some goodies in there. We'll send that out to you. Send us your address, private message, and we'll get that out to you. Well done, everybody. Thanks so much.
Well done. Before we move on, I love some of the there's new hashtags, which is Dave Winchurchill.
That's class.
That's brilliant.
That's the game with them hats.
Hashtag Shine Minister with Dave Winchurchill. I'm absolutely loving it.
Very special advisor. Very special.
Oh, I'm loving it. So before we move on, it would be rude not to mention this week's Crow Radio, which is available on our Spotify channel. So if you haven't subscribed, why haven't you subscribed? If you haven't subscribed, why haven't you subscribed? Do you want to give us a rundown of some of the tracks this week, Dave?
Yeah, man. We update them every week. So this is this week's, and they're topical based on the week's goings on in our lives and in the world at large. So the track listing goes Kitty. That's my one. From the President's United States of America. Man's a tune. Tiny Indoor Fireworks, because I've been hearing fireworks going off, by Biffy Clyro. Keep On Running by the Spencer Davis Group. The running theme with Jimmy. Sabotage by the Cancer Bats. Run to the Hills, Iron Maiden. After the Rain, Nickelback. Jeremy, Pearl Jam. Cannonball, Damien Rice. Cannonball obviously passed away earlier this week, was it? United States of Whatever, Liam Lynch. Wild World by the Me First Thing Gimme Gimmes, which was originally by Cat Stevens, is it? Runaway Train, Soul Asylum, The Flood, Escape the Fate, Rain Wizard, Blackstone Cherry. I'm assuming that's because of the weather. Bang on the Run by Wings, Suits and Ladders by NoFX. Cool. I'm glad you chose that, Shane. That's classic. Pure Morning, Placebo, Elected, Alice Cooper, because of the election tonight, and Run, Foo Fighters. So a lot of running themes there, but it's a fucking good playlist, man. Loads of variation again. Well, and Crows.
Well, yeah, the rain's been so shit this week. I got to replace my fucking roof.
Really?
Oh, it was a real gut puncher this morning. So the scaffolding's been up for a few days. As far as I knew, it was a little bit of felt in, a little bit of work to the annex and stuff. I could hear the guy as I was having a wee this morning up on the roof going, "It's fucked." And I was like, "Oh no!" And then I could hear, "Oh, Terry, come and fucking feel this. You can put your hand through this. It's like paper." And I was like, "Oh no, that's not going to be good." So
what was he doing on the toilet? Was he?
I think so. What he was, he was on the scaffolding going, "He's in the toilet. Watch this now. Put your hand through it like paper." They hadn't even fucking got up on the roof. That's what it was. Jesus Christ. So yeah, happy new roof for me. So yeah.
Oh, never. So
yeah,
next week on the Crow Radio, Up on the Roof.
Oh, what a track.
Yeah,
exactly. It's got to happen, that is. Yeah. Well, the boss had to ring me later in the day and give me the bad news, which I overheard on the toilet. So, me and Lloyd were kind of chucking in the raining songs on this week's playlist because it didn't fucking stop for days.
It
boys?
has not
Jesus.
stopped.
Been brutal.
Yeah.
Wow. Fair play. Fair play.
I love it though. I gotta be honest. I love the sound of like torrential rain. I love it.
You fucking better love it because we hear it about 300 days of the year, don't we? So you've got an option. Like
we had a bit of thunder as well this morning.
We did.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, big torrential pour down. It was hanging. It was fair play. So, but yeah, all those songs. A lot of people loving the playlist, boys. Great feature. It'll be updated weekly, like we said. Will be topical, so it'll either be revolving around our guest or things that's happened and stuff. The link is going across the screen now. But as I said, if you haven't subscribed to us on Spotify, why haven't you?
Yes, get on with it.
Yeah, man, do it. Add it. Subscribe, share, like. Do what all the cool kids do. I think
The Prime Minister has spoken.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
One day.
Yeah, man. Which brings us. Oh, I'm so glad that I haven't got music for this. Sorry, boys. It's a bit of a letdown now with everything that's going on. Ta-da!
Living in America. Come on, yeah.
I know we're wrong.
In America.
So like I see is Apollo Creed, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Brown.
Dies.
Running down the beach in off pants, hugging. That was the scene, wasn't it?
It would be absolutely rude not to mention. Well, I'm staying up tonight. I don't know who else is. I know Mr.
I'm gonna try.
Dave is in the club
See
now.
how long I last. I'm running wine now, so.
Well, we're all staying up to watch this. It is Trump versus Biden. It is Trump versus Biden. It is motherfucking Trump versus Biden.
Fight night.
Yes. For
No,
one
that's
night only.
entertainment. That's entertainment.
For one night only. Or it could end up being weeks. It could end up being months. Apparently, that's what I've been. You know.
Ooh. What I learned, and I never really followed American politics too much. What I learned is that it's not the amount of votes each they get; it's the states that they secure. So there's like it's like electoral college or something it's called. So certain states have got more seats in them. So if they secure states like Texas and like I think Florida and things like that, and Pennsylvania and stuff, they've got like hundreds of seats to win. That's right. So if you hit those key states, you could no matter if you haven't got the majority, if you've got the most seats, more than 200 something. I don't know. I'm making it up.
Yeah, that's all Trump.
You can win the presidency.
Yeah.
So he's concentrating on these states. You know, Texas is a southern state, wholly Republican. So, man, I'm not hopeful if I'm honest.
No, Trump is banging on about if we get Pennsylvania, it's all over. It's like, oh shit, it's terrifying.
I don't know a lot about Biden particularly, but I just can't have another 4 years of Trump. He affects the whole planet. It's not just America, you know.
Exactly, that's how I feel. It could be anybody. Anybody's better than Trump.
He's a lunatic. He's a liar. He's a lunatic. He says anything. He can say what he wants.
Yeah, he just doesn't.
He's a narcissist.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's one of those where Biden. I think there's a lot of people verbally said he's the lesser evil. Do you know what I mean? He is. There's got to be better options out there for fuck's sake. I just hope all there's got to be, haven't there? You know, we don't even live in that country, but it affects us, man. It's one of the most powerful fucking countries on earth, and it's just crazy. I was watching that Trump show. I don't know if any of you have caught that. It's a 3-episode on BBC.
I saw one of them.
Oh, fucking hell, Dave, it rocked my world, dude. Yeah. Sure, I mean, it's like, because everybody's on there who used to basically they were part of his campaign in 2016. So they were obviously behind the scenes. And all right, I know you got to take some of it with a pinch of salt. So if we're kind of putting this out, we have to kind of realize that some of it's true, some of it's not. But what I did see was kind of like, wow, and just certain play moves, and it's almost like he was nervous when he got in there, and then he got more comfortable, and then it was just out the fucking way. And the fact that he had to go straight on a tour to be with the people rather than actually hit and sort the problems out. And then when he had the heads up with the virus, he basically batted it off, and he still is in a way. Like, you know what I mean? It's just fucking incredible, like how he is still.
It's the best he's ever felt. You haven't felt this good in 20 years. He had the virus and never felt as good for 20 years. How shit is his life if he gets the virus and feels better after?
He's been taking
He's
those
full of
zinc.
shit, man. He'll say anything. He'll literally say.
Yeah, he probably didn't even get it. The virus. He probably didn't even have it.
Yeah, he'll open his mouth and stuff comes out. I mean,
You see him boys
he
go
was
around in the
carpet-
car. Going around in the car with a visor on, waving. I'm sorry. I am sorry, but bloody hell, like.
I mean, it was entertaining at first when it is presidency, because it was like, oh, this is crazy. But it's just like, right, you can't have another 4. That's 8 years. That's like a quarter of my life spent having to listen to that shit,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, it's the fact he's there going, I hear some people talking about bleach. I mean, they're injecting themselves. I mean, that's good. Really? Is it good? It's good. I mean, if it's working, it's good. It's got to be good. I mean, it's worth trying. Yeah, it's worth trying. Yeah. So maybe try injecting yourself with bleach. I mean, I would. Maybe I would. It's like fucking. He's nuts. Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's fucking crazy. And
you only before he was president, I loved The Apprentice, right?
yes.
Obviously, the UK version is with Alan Sugar, and then it goes to America, and he's the boss. Like and watching it was just cringy, just like he's sitting there acting the big one, but he haven't got a clue. His vocabulary is really limited. He's got no sense. There's no direction. It's just the TV show, and you're thinking that's typical American TV show. And then a year later, he's the president. I mean, how does that happen? How does that happen? Please tell me how that happens. Forget he's in there. How does that happen?
I used to
America, baby.
I used to watch the Apprentice because Dee Snider was on there, and amongst like other, like Goldberg was on there, the wrestler and stuff. So I used to watch it. Yeah, man, Little Wayne, exactly. And you will know, I think the term is paraphrasing or whatever, but he's gone like, hey, I'm a clever guy. I mean, maybe I should be president. He's genuinely said something like that on The Apprentice. You know me. I'm a clever guy. Maybe I should run for president. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking mad.
But what I can't get my head around is, right, there's no one man that can get that seat without a team. So what's even scarier is the proper brains to strip this down and make that happen. That's what's scary.
Yeah.
It's not him because he's an idiot. So
yeah, it
that's the scary part. What teams got around him? Yeah.
Financially led. Because I think a lot of the candidates for the two-party system, innit? I mean, 70% of them are billionaires. Do you know what I mean? They're all billionaires going for it. It's like really mad.
You broke up a little bit there, dude.
Yeah, for the best.
No, man.
Was it Reagan who was like the first Hollywood actor to become president?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like, where's your credentials?
I'd like to think. I think somewhere along the line they felt something was broken, and it could be, the change that's needed, but he would almost be guided I mean, like I said, I'm pinching some of the stuff from this Trump show where they were big billionaire businessmen who kind of worked under him at first, part of his party, like, or whatever they call it, cabinet. I think they call it cabinet. Is it? Do they call it that? And they even got caught trying to puppeteer him, like, you know, and talking behind him and basically trying to manipulate him to do what they wanted to do. So I think the theory was, you know, it was the kind of like, it was definitely a break needed in the system, or someone came along, but nobody believed he would win it, man. I mean, everybody thought fucking Hillary Clinton would win it. I remember 2016. I remember the shock. Like, I mean, nobody fucking thought that Trump would win it, and he did. He genuinely said at one point, "Yeah, I'll have the numbers. I'll have the fucking numbers."
I was in New York, right, when Obama, on that campaign, the night before Obama became president. I was in New York, right, and this whole, it was completely different. It was a black president, and just the same sort of, obviously different type of character, but the same is new, is different, right? And it was the change that America wanted, and blah blah blah. And it's almost the same with Trump. Obama was like incredible, in what I think anyway, right? Incredible sort of president in comparison to Trump.
Yeah,
but let's be honest. Like, I'm struggling to think of a good president. Like, Bush was terrible, in my opinion.
I agree.
Clinton was terrible, in my opinion. It's like it's almost like these people are put in that position to be the face, and then they've got this team dictating obviously what's being done. But Obama was the only one I saw genuine sort of, he just believed it. Like, do you know what I mean? It was, I believed him and his ethics and his morals. But Trump is, what did they say to Trump the other day? And this is what I mean. Every time I try and speak about Trump, I laugh because it's almost comical. If this was a cartoon, it'd be funny. If it was a Simpsons, it's hilarious. But it's not. It's real life. But Trump turns around and says, someone asks him, "Oh, so will it be a peaceful what do you say? A peaceful transition if you lose?" And he turns and goes, "We'll see." I mean, what? What do you mean we'll see? You say that to your kids. You know, if your kids say, "Oh, Dad, can I have a chocolate bar after dinner?" We'll see. Or can I have that for Christmas? We'll see. We'll see is yes, right?
Yeah.
He's turning around saying, "Will it be peaceful?" He's basically saying, "We'll see." Like, he should turn around and go, "Of course it'll be peaceful, because that's what's right for the country." But he's like, "Nah, I'm not taking it. If I lose, I'm not taking it." That's what's wrong.
It's like a petulant school kid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, he's already threatened there'll be murders at the fucking at the polling stations and stuff. And there's already going to be an uproar if he isn't in, whether the votes have been fixed. And then he didn't really answer on the last debate. He didn't actually kind of washed over the white supremacy, you know what I mean? And which is clever and tactical, because he needs to keep those kind of people on his side, because they are the ones that are voting for him. They are the ones who are trumpets. Do you know what I mean? So it's the case of, they believe in his world, his America, like, you know, so. And we've had like Ricky on here, we've had Marco Mendoza, and we've got a lot more friends who are coming on here from America. I kind of didn't want to have them on here, especially tonight, because I didn't want to make it truly about that. It was almost to break you away, but then obviously still bring it up. And they just want a better country, man. It's just like their country is so divided at the moment, and that's kind of what I don't want for ours. That's why I said earlier I liked Shina's kind of analogy of we should be one country, as in Great Britain. Like, do you get what I mean? Everyone's very divided at the moment in America, and there's that's not good for them, man. That's genuinely not. They need to kind of heal, and they need to get back on track, I think, like, you know. So
it's almost like it'll be a civil war. They won't be like, they don't talk about terrorists and stuff. It's nobody going to be attacking America except Americans. Yeah, because they are so divided. It's unreal.
Yeah.
And wasn't it who's the president that said that? Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, because wasn't he the one which he formed the states, the
Yeah.
United States? Yeah.
So yeah, it's just they've lost the whole foundations on what America was supposed to be built on, the Constitution and stuff. They've lost it. They've lost sight of that. It's completely, it's fake news. It's telling lies just to get your votes, and then money is power, and that's it. There's nothing else.
Yeah, completely. I mean, there's looting going on in LA. I only know that because obviously I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan, and he's moved from there to Texas. There's a lot more people moving out of LA because of the state it's in at the moment. It's just such a shame, man, because like as a British rock band, you know, politics aside, the dream for most British rock bands is to go out to America and tour America, like, you know, so we want them to be as strong and less damaged so we can go out and live the dream. Like, you know, that's the point. Like, you know, you want to tour your own country, but you always wanted to go out to the States. I can't explain why. There might be people on here going, well, why do you fucking need to do that? What's wrong with There's nothing wrong with the UK and there's nothing wrong with Europe. Absolutely amazing. But realistically, when you're a kid, it's kind of, especially as a young rocker, it's always kind of, it's ingrained in you, isn't it? To get out to America. It's massive.
It's because it's so diverse as well, man. I mean, like, it's, you can go to one part and then it's very like New York City. It's 100 mile an hour, it doesn't sleep. And then you can go somewhere like really chilled, or you can go to a Grand Rapids, which is not a lot happening there, you know, in Michigan. So it's you've got everything in one country there, you know, and it's just one big melting pot. You know, whereas UK hasn't, like, it's different from that. Okay, you got your London, but you haven't got, like, it's not as wild either. You know what I mean? America is a wild place.
Yeah. It's a great country, man, and it needs to be, you know, it needs to be treated as such. So,
yeah, I don't know. There shouldn't be all these different rules in different states and stuff. Like, that's immediately going to cause an issue. I don't get it. Like, you this great nation, this huge nation, like, just in the population of the place is huge. So, and then segregating them all. I'm not talking about just like race and color and stuff. I'm like, obviously the difference in wealth is unbelievable. And then the laws and regulations are different in every single state. No one knows what they're doing, man. No one. There's no bigger picture. It's just what suits that individual, and that's why you get so many situations in America where it's just, even the majority is not a majority. I know that sounds mad. The majority, like, what they say, there's 900. Didn't they say only 100 and something million people voted last time round? There's obviously like 900 million in the USA.
Yeah, it was a fraction of.
Yeah, no one gives a shit because it doesn't affect them, because everyone got their own rules in a state. So, but I don't know, man. It's just, it's insane. But it's like we're staying up to watch it, and it'll be the first time I've ever stayed up to watch an election in America.
Yeah, and that's the truth, Shane, because I caught the front end of 216, but I went to bed. I'll be honest. I think I went to bed about 2:15. I think they were like, Hillary's won. That's what all the polls were saying. And they were confusing me in a way because I didn't understand it as much then with the territories as Dave was saying. So to wake up in the morning, it was like, fucking Trump is the president. I was like, what? I haven't woken up, man. Somebody is like, honestly, somebody has put me in a fucking... There's no way this is happening. Trump is not president. No way, like, you know? So yeah, man. And we're like 4 years down the line now, and I don't know, I got a weird feeling. We kind of go around, man. I'll say mine first. I think Trump, we will wake up tomorrow, or for some of us, we will go to bed, whether after a few red wine. And literally, I think Trump will be the president. Shane?
Oh, I don't know, man. I honestly think whatever the outcome is, I think it won't be over. I think there'll be weeks of, recounting and blah, 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 and all. I think it'll be a mess for the next couple of weeks.
China?
Instinct tells me Trump.
Oh, fucking hell. I want to be wrong as well. Let me state that. I don't know if that is wrong or if that's right. That's the problem, Lloyd?
I think Trump. I do.
No, I'm switching off. I'm going.
No, honestly, right? This is America we're on about. Anything he's got in once. Anything's possible over there, guys. If they got a fucking vision, they make it happen.
Dave.
Yeah, I'm going to say Trump as well. And the reason being is because every time I hope for something, the opposite happens. So I'm hoping for Biden. So, I've learned not to get my hopes up. So it's going to be Trump. I don't want it to be, but there we are.
It is bonkers, boys, right? Because you've only got to look at us, like the UK and Boris. Boris was a joke a few years ago. You'd be on comedy programs, like Have I Got News for You? And they would rip the piss out of him. Like his word, and he was funny. He's a really funny guy, but he's our prime minister. And then you've got an orange version of him over in America, wacky, big guy. Both had COVID, by the way. I don't know, man. It's just there's something's not right.
I love
it's
this.
It's the Truman Show, isn't it?
I love this. Well done, Kenny Owens. I fucking love this, Kenny Owens. Be better off being run by an Argentinian cow.
Yes, Kenny.
Kenny Owens, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you remember that conversation last night, Dave?
Yeah, I do. I was sober, so I do remember it.
Yes. Well, we can't possibly move on until we hear what an Argentinian cow would sound like.
Okay. So a bit of Spanish. Let me ¿Cómo está? Sorry, Sean Connery there. ¿Cómo está? So it would be. Oh, fuck. What would it be? It'd be like. That's so hard. That's really hard. Como. It'd be mo. Mo. I worked it out. You just see the thought process go on in my head then. I chose a phrase with mo, como, and then mo. Mo.
What? Yeah, that's a perfect sense, bro. Perfect sense. It's a brilliant soundbite for me.
New segment every week. This is it.
Yeah, well, what Lloyd missed last week, just in case you're thinking what the fuck is going on, Lloyd, is Dave educated us in the cows actually speak different languages. They have accents. They have accents.
Right.
So, fair play to Dave, man of his word. It wasn't just a fact. He actually demonstrated the whole of the British Isles, and then we did a little bit of Europe. And then obviously now you get the wine joke last night when I said I was drinking Argentinian wine. And thank you, Kenny, for reminding us. We just needed to hear what an Argentinian cow.
That was a plant. That was a plant. That comment. That was a plant to get me to say it. I want you, Kenny.
I love that.
Kenny.
Yes. Shane, before we wrap up Living in America, did you watch a film as well this week?
Oh, yes. Bang on about this. Has anybody seen the new film by Borat? Well, not by Borat, but Sacha
Baron Cohen.
Cohen, yeah. His new movie Borat, the second one. He basically, obviously, it's quite vulgar, and it's and a lot of people, a lot of my friends, are like, oh, it's rubbish, it's garbage, and it's supposed to be like a rubbish sort of film. It's tongue in cheek, it's the naivety, blah blah blah. But the scariest part of it all was the Americans he was speaking to. And how
isn't it?
That's it though. He's playing, he's acting, right? And it's like it's crude, and he's conning people basically to believe he's this character from Kazakhstan and stuff. But he's acting. The Americans he's speaking to are not actors. and they're acting more insane than Borat. That is scary shit. He's literally the film is genius because he's like showing us all how mad the world is. Like a lot of people are like, oh, it's a shit film. Borat says this, and he talks about his daughter, blah blah blah. Yeah, you're missing the point. Like, look what he's showing you. How messed up the world is. Some of the comments that were being said by Americans, they went to that. Has anybody seen it, by the way?
No, not yet.
It's on the list.
I will watch the second half of it. Yes, I watched the first half, and
he basically goes to a rally and ends up getting all these Americans singing this song, and he's just there in disbelief. How is this happening? Like, it's insane. The country is mad, absolutely mad. Dresses up as a cowboy, jumps on stage, and gets every American to sing his song that he made up.
oh man,
That's America, baby.
oh man, if we weren't staying up to it, I would definitely watch that now. I'd watch the rest of it. I'll watch that tomorrow now. Just the text too, like
You got to.
Yeah.
Go. There we are.
You have to watch it at 6 a.m. when they close all the polls in America.
yes, maybe that is the way forward. Maybe that's when I'll start the gentleman's jack rather than the honey jack
Yeah,
or the traditional jack.
Yeah.
The traditional track.
But yeah, that's living in America. Peace and love to all of our brothers and sisters, all the people in bands we know, everybody who buys our record from America. I hope you get the result that you want. And let's start the healing and let's get over there and fucking tour. That's what we want.
Yeah, and good luck.
Let's not shy about it. That is the truth. We would love to come to your country. We would love to tour, but
Absolutely.
let's not be too crazy. Let's not be too crazy. So that's that. How about a bit of this? Fucking budget, yeah.
Fucking tune.
Yeah. Oh yes, 33 weeks. We're getting somewhere.
Going then.
We're getting somewhere.
I just got ding, 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 ding.
It's the Crow Wheel.
Okay, so
The famous
the winner
Crow Wheel.
of this will get another Crow bundle. Can you see me? Yeah, you can see me on the screen. You'll get a bag, and we'll fill it with some goodies. Here we go.
Oh, I like it. I think I see my name then.
Yeah, we're all in it. by the way.
I hope so.
Dave's in it 3 times.
I hope so.
Haha.
Oh. Maxine Parsons.
Hey,
Well done, love.
Congratulations, Maxine. We'll be in touch.
Love it.
We'll send out that goodie bag, Crow goodie bag.
Love it.
Also,
Love
Very
it.
jealous.
And Lloyd didn't see this last week, so here we go. Strap in, folks.
Lloyd's gone. Lloyd's gone. We've lost him.
You're fucking gone.
A long time.
Oh.
Right. So this fact this week pertains to Shiner last week. So the mask in Halloween, the original movie, was actually a cast of Captain Kirk's face. What was the actor's name? Help me out. What was Captain Kirk in the original Star Wars?
Oh my God.
What was it?
William Shatner.
William Shatner. The cast of his face painted white and stretched over the actor's face.
Right.
you have to say that again. Can you say it again?
So the mask worn in Halloween by Mike Myers. Sorry, dodgy thing. Yeah, so the mask that Michael Myers wears was actually a cast of William Shatner's face and just painted white.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking budget jokes, budget.
And it's taken 33 weeks, right, for me to say that is absolutely fucking bang on and true. because I heard it on the radio on a Saturday morning.
All right.
Yeah. So that's the only reason I know you're true. They were actually talking about it. And that blew me away. So it's the first time I can actually say, I don't know how many of these you've done, but it's the first one I can go, yep, that's definitely
It's the only one, probably. The only
well
one.
done, Dave.
Do you know that, Shane?
I didn't know that.
No, no.
You'll watch a film again and you'll just fucking be like, that's fucking nuts.
But why?
Yeah, I have to
Why
know that.
not?
Budget.
I don't know. It must have been. I don't know. It must have been a case of whether it was just like lying around from one of the Star Trek films that it was used on. Fucking get that painted white, stretch it over, and it'll look creepy. I don't think it was just because.
Yeah, they didn't turn on and go, I know a shitty face.
Aye. I know exactly what would work for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that part of it, but I'm just guessing that was what it was.
Get the mask.
Well
That's
done,
great.
Dave.
He'll tweet them now.
Question for there as well, or it's just off the back of it. Any of you guys Trekkies?
No.
No, I got nothing against it, but I don't really. The new movies are pretty good.
Yeah, the movies are
The latest movie. Yeah. And I did like the original movies and stuff, but I wouldn't say I'm a tracker. I don't know if that's that thing, you know.
I tell you, I loved
Peace and prosper.
I loved Picard series. Jean-Luc Picard. I loved that series when I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean it's not, it's not bad, is it? I was never really that into it,
Yeah, I kind of watched the old school ones just growing up in a house with like older people, but I'm not like massive into it. I think there was one of the movies that came out and I liked that. I think it was the first one with Simon Pegg. I kind of liked that. But I definitely, if I had to choose, which, I mean, technically I'm not both, but I would choose Star Trek over Star Wars. There we go. Started the war there, haven't I? Yeah, that's not into Star Wars. I can see somebody just asked that, or they didn't ask it, and I just thought that I'd put it out there for bait. So there we go.
I thought, to be honest,
I loved Star Wars.
I love Star Wars. I love the essence of Star Wars, the story of Star Wars, and the how you're a Jedi and all that. I love all that. But I think they could have done Star Wars better, if I'm honest.
Well, as in the like a New Hope and all that.
Well,
Is that
even that is still not as
that
good as
was
it should be.
done on a really, really shit budget.
Yeah, you can tell.
Like apparently the wheels of the speeder were Vaseline over the lens of the camera.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really low budget.
Yeah, I just think
London,
what's that, bud?
they were made in London.
Were they?
Yeah, the studios in London.
I thought
And they went to Tatooine in Tunisia.
I thought they were shot in space, man. It's bloody.
Fucking hell, Dave.
Oh, that's just fucking ruined it for me now.
If you grew up as a kid and watched Star Wars, I get it, right? If you're that age and you're watching Star Wars, I completely get it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're like from our era and there was sci-fi movies like that were epic, I think Star Wars got a brilliant story and brilliant characters, but it just never. It should be so much bigger and better than what it is. That's how I feel.
It's amazing. No, I love it, Greeno, because I put like a sardine on and casted it out, and I had a few bites, and you've just gone straight for the fucking yellowfin tuna, put it on the end of the hook, son, and just caught yourself a fucking massive trawl of whales by you, because there's so many Star Wars fans out there. Yeah. And I think we don't get the whole Star Wars versus Star Trek, because like you said, dude, we weren't in it, and Lloyd, who's younger than us, I think you've looked back on it all and you're kind of like, yeah, whatever, innit? Do you know what I mean? You're more. I just know from knowing you, dude. You're more Jurassic Park and.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love Star Wars. Growing up as a kid, because it was passed on to me by my dad. But I'm not. Yeah, I'm more fucking Jurassic Park and Back to the Future than Star Wars or Star Trek. Do you know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah, I'm the same, Lloyd, I think.
but
Yeah,
I do love Star Wars, and
If you-
I'm not into Star Trek. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
the latest couple of Star Wars movies, since the Disney franchise and whatever, they've been fucking really good.
I mean, that was a fair comment. Then someone said about I see it goes so fast on my screen. Red Dwarf. I just pulled it up, and that kind of captured us because we were in comp at the time. So Red Dwarf was like a comedy, sci-fi, but I had more from that. That's my point. I can't put it up against Star Wars before somebody does bitch slap me when they see me or whatever. But I connected more with that because it was of an age for us. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was just our vibe, like, you know. So
mate.
I'm not a massive sci-fi fan anyway. I really wanted to watch those films you suggested on the last CrowCast, Shane. I genuinely know, because I know like your taste, and I'm like, oh, do you know, I think I'm gonna love this. Seeing the actors in it, oh, Sam Neill's in there, and I can't think of the other guy, but I was like, oh, I know him. Yes, and I was like, wow, this is gonna. But when I kind of looked, sci-fi, it always puts me off, sadly. I don't know why I can't connect with stuff like that.
But the reason why Red Dwarf is good, right? Because it was a comedy about being on a spaceship in space. Now, if you look at some of the Star Wars old stuff, right? It's not a million miles away.
No.
Because they didn't have the budget. They didn't have the special effects. But if you're looking at, like, one of my favorite films, right, is the Matrix trilogies, right? And you could argue that Neo is a Jedi, right? He is the one. And that's all through Star Wars, you know, the chosen one, and the Jedis. It's just they never. I don't know. I never wanted to be Luke Skywalker, but I wanted to be Neo. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's an era thing. It's gotta be.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I'd agree with you.
Yeah, Chewbacca, I was wanting to be. I've succeeded.
So I always wanted to be Yoda. Always wanted to be Yoda.
I can't even do the noise.
For me, I can't wait. I can't wait when you come over the house next. I've started like. You've known I've collected them for years, like canvases and certain movie films and stuff. But all going down like to my toilet, I've got like Jaws. I think you've seen that. Yeah. Well, I've all our wall now is covered, and there's not one Star Wars film. I gotta admit, there's all your Lost Boys on there, and Happy Gilmore's, and Jurassic Parks, and Goonies, and you know all stuff like that. But there's not one. Now I'm thinking about it. There's not one science fiction. No. There's like Labyrinth on there. There's Edward Scissorhands. There's no like real sci-fi kind of. I must have missed that, or like I haven't even seen. What did you just say? Those movies with Neo.
The Matrix.
Never seen them.
Oh,
yeah. Genuinely, never seen them. Just kind of
No me.
Yeah.
Literally, I think I watched about 10 seconds and I was like, not really into this. I can't get my head around it.
So it's probably the same feeling of when I say to somebody, have you watched Game of Thrones or have you watched Lord of the Rings like Dave was on about earlier? And they go, nah. I'm like, you haven't seen Game of Thrones or you haven't seen, you know what I mean? It must be the same thing for you where you're like, how haven't you seen that? Like, you know, so.
Yeah. The Lord of the Rings, I love them, but then you know when they done the Hobbit after it, I didn't love them.
Oh, you came off that, did you?
Yeah, I didn't like the Hobbit films. Loved Lord of the Rings. Loved it. Believed it. Wanted it. Brilliant.
Yeah, if you read the books, the Hobbit is a bit like I've read them all several times, and the Hobbit is slightly more geared towards kids, I would say. And Lord of the Rings was more adult and it's more complex. And I think maybe that for me anyway. That's why I agree. I like the Lord of the Rings more for that reason.
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
surprising for me because I'm a bit of a kid. But
Rob Evans.
Sorry, Rob. Sorry, Rob Evans.
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry, Rob,
sorry.
you're wrong. Slagging off Star Wars is not slagging off Black Sabbath and Zeppelin. They were
Is
class.
Back to the Future sci-fi?
Oh, that is the best trilogy in the 80s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bar
There we
none.
are.
Wasn't it like one of the first ever fucking major movies which actually like did like product placement in there?
Yeah.
Like you'd have like the Pepsi sign, and you'd have like the gas station, and it was like the first movie where all the sponsorships come forward.
Yeah.
I guess
What was his name? Robert Zemeckis, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking genius, man. Well, apparently, see, they approached all these major film companies, and they all turned to him and said, "Nah, man." Like Universal was one who's like, "Nah, this is more of a Disney film. Go to them." So Disney, they had a meeting with him and pitched their idea to Disney, and Disney just turned around and said, "You want us to make a film on incest?" And they were like, "What?" That's not literally. Watch the documentary, man. Out of time. It's fucking incredible.
I watched it after you recommended it before.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. Out of time.
Yeah.
Like on the number plate of the DeLorean. It's fucking incredible, man.
Yeah.
But like even that film, man, that film reminds me so like of my childhood. I mean, like Universal Studios in Florida, they used to have the ride, and you could sit in the car, and it was just it made you just even now. I said to Sam the other night, should we put Back to the Future on? She's like, "Oh, can we watch something we haven't watched?" I'm like, "Yeah, but we haven't watched this in a while."
Yeah.
But just a fucking classic movie, man.
So would
Anyway,
you?
sorry.
No, it's brilliant. Did you like them, Ron? You like Back to the Future, right?
Absolutely love this on the wall. Definitely.
So is that not sci-fi?
Well, that's what's educating me now. I'm like, wow, that's cool.
It's sci-fi.
There's going to be something sci-fi I like. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be something I don't know, over the next couple of years in a van, we'll just thrash out films, and I that'll obviously like it'll come to my mind then. But I never liked the Aliens, dude. When I say never liked them, never watched them. I think I watched like I think I've woken up and it's been on like ITV or BBC One when we were a kid, and you didn't fucking switch the TV off, or they didn't have a timer, and there's like a late night movie on, and I see something bursting through someone's chest, and I don't sleep for fucking 3 months. Like, do you know what I mean? So,
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like Aliens.
No, not my bag.
Alien, the first movie, had a different feel to the Aliens.
True.
Alien, the first movie, was very sci-fi, but Aliens was more horror, I think, as opposed to sci-fi. So depends what, you know. I think if you weren't a fan of sci-fi, then Aliens is more your bag, like, you know.
Well, I'm on for an hat trick by you because, yes, I absolutely love Men in Black, and this, I absolutely love Predator. What a film!
And this Arnie week on Film 4.
Oh
this
man,
week or next week, and it's starting with Commando, I think. Maybe.
Oh
tomorrow.
man, fucking film that's class.
Yeah, so I'll be watching all them. I love the old Arnie films.
You seen it when he just rips the door and rips the seat out. Fucking class.
Yeah.
And Predator 2 is as good as Predator 1. There's a controversial statement. Oh, is it Greedo?
It's not as good.
It is, man, because you got the whole serial killer vibe. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
It's decent. It's nowhere near as good as the first. I tell you now, right? When Predator came out, myself and my brother, that's what we watched every day for about a month. That's no word of a lie, right? My brother was an early riser. I wasn't so much of an early riser, but my brother would get up at the crack of dawn. I'd come downstairs and he's watching Predator. And I know that like Dave and Lloyd with bottom lines. I know word for word that film, and I know the
good feeling that, isn't it?
And I know the director of Predator was Shane Black, who is actually an actor in. I know so much about that film. It's ridiculous, but what a film!
I love that. Maybe we'll start breaking down like on future CrowCast episodes, like our favorite 80s movies, our favorite 90s, and do you get what I mean? Maybe we'll do
Sounds
that.
great,
Like,
man.
well,
Sounds
we
good
did it
idea.
like we did the horror. We did your horrors last week, Lloyd. While you're here, dude. There's no fucking way I watched them. Sinister and what was it called? Black.
American
American
Mary.
Mary.
was it?
Yeah, just stuff that you really like. Just puts the chills up you, dude. Or
Fuck, man. I went through a phase a couple of years ago where the only thing I'd watch is horror films. I'd go to the cinema whenever there was a horror coming out. I'd go to the cinema to watch that.
Yeah.
And I just got a right fucking head on for it, man. I just like the fuck, like I was into like the paranormal things, and then that wouldn't do it. Then I was thinking, fuck, I want something more psychotic and something which would play on your mind more. Then I started looking at like films where I wanted all the scares and like the jumpy bits to be in daylight when it was on the film, not in a dark room or something jumping out on you. And I don't know, I just kind of got just more a bit of a geek into horrors. I mean, and then like in our local Asda supermarket, they used to have like a £3 section where you could buy any DVD for £3. They had a horror section. So every week I just go down and buy like 10 quid's worth or 9 quid's worth of fucking shit horror films and just have a little watch of them. Do you know what I mean? Like there's this one called Grave Encounters where this like it's like really like shit budget film of like a bunch of students in America. They they go around with like their camera phones and they like making a documentary basically, and they go to this mental asylum, abandoned mental asylum, and then basically just the story unravels and the doors start like getting changed and blocked up, and like they lose each other and they just can't get out. And I just went down that sort of rabbit hole for a while, but then kind of fell out of that then. Do you know what I mean? You just move on, don't you? But yeah, spent a lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah, but
yeah, I mean, it was great fun. I mean, I was saying that to Shane earlier. It was great fun. The buzz you get off it is kind of endorphins, isn't it? The
Oh, fuck
scaring,
yeah.
like, you know. So
Yeah, man.
I think to a tip of the hat to the last episode for Richard and Adam, we'll all get a link of hosts and we'll do what they say. We're going to get a camera set up, infrared, I think that's what they call them, or night vision. We'll do a band screening.
Cool.
You've never watched a horror film with me, have you?
No, well, I remember you saying that. Was it remember they remade The Evil Dead?
Yeah, man, that fucking terrible, boys. I apologize in advance, but it'll probably make the experience great for you. Do you know what I mean? So, and it's not put on. I genuinely do. I think I overthink it. It's that thing, Shane, that we've constantly talked about. I'm thinking that's going to happen now, and I'm thinking about it so much that when it doesn't either happen in that part or it does happen, I know it's coming, but I've built the suspense throw up. You know what I mean? And then it's just a fucking outlay then of shouting or God knows what comes out like. So yeah, we'll do that, man. I kind of like that. I think that'd be a great YouTube vibe. Before we obviously enjoy the night, that was a great Dave's Did You Know? Let's have one more. Let's have one more. And then let's take it home then, innit?
I'm never going to get old at it.
Nope.
So again, Halloween. So the character's called Michael Myers.
Oh,
Right.
Oh,
he's gone.
oh.
Did you know how that name came to be?
We did hear the first part, Dave.
Right, so Michael Myers is the name of the villain on Halloween. So his name came about. The director John Carpenter, I think his name, used to live on the same street as Mike Myers, his parents. Now Mike Myers slashed his tires, and he fucking hated him. So he named the character Michael Myers as a kind of like "fuck you, you little prick," just to tarnish his name.
Michael Myers slashed some tires.
Dave is working like it.
Fuck off, right?
You want to finish this now? Or?
No, that's it, man. That's the story.
Michael Myers slashed his tires
On his way to work. And he is a bird.
Ooh, is that true? So you're saying Michael Myers was made up from a neighbor who used to slash his tires?
Yeah, called Mike Myers, who is the Mike Myers, but he couldn't use his real name because of a lie. Because sorry, my signal's shit tonight. So yeah, libelous. So we call him Michael Myers, the Mike Myers from Wayne's World and Austin Powers, etc.
When did you turn into a nut bar?
Well, fair play, but if that's
True, I'm telling you, fucking true.
it is true, is it? Oh, is it? Is it wrong?
Is it wrong?
Is it wrong? I don't know.
What do you
I
think?
don't know. A lot of people saying love it, hope that's true. Like I said, I just pulled one up that said feck off.
When did the films come out?
78.
How old is Mike Myers?
He's 58.
What's his
Michael Myers, slash some tires. Dave's the story of life.
It would have been about 15 or 16 when that movie came out. So he would have been, I don't know. I mean, the conception of the film would have been a few years previous. So yeah, he would have been in his teen years. Count them.
Ooh. At the bollocks.
What's that then? Carpenter chose the name Michael Myers as an ode to the eponymous European distributor for the Carpenter's other cult classic.
Nice, Angie. I'm going with Angie.
That sounds like bollocks to me.
No, Angie's right. I'm Team Angie all day.
Yeah.
Team Parish.
Captain.
Captain Kirk slash some tires.
Look what you've started, don't you? Look what you've started.
I know. It's great.
He's fucking great, didn't he, Shane? He's great.
Well, Dave will have you. Dave has left them on a mind twizzler, but there.
Yeah, mind twizzler. That's a fucking humdinger.
It is a mind twizzler. Yeah. Team Angie.
What are they calling the business? A mind fuck.
I tell you what, Dave, you should run for president of America.
Yeah.
So
that could be my inauguration speech. I could.
Yeah. You could. It'd be good.
Bollocks are on fire. That's brilliant. I love it. Well, I think it's time to wrap it up because it's time for us to see a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Can't bloody wait. I can't wait. But before we do, here's the boring bit, but it's very important. If you can, that's the wrong one. Sorry, guys. If you can subscribe, if you can hit the notification, if you can like us on Facebook, share the posts. We have got CrowCast t-shirts and CrowCast merch, CrowCast mugs. Everything else is available at our Big Cartel store, which you can find on our website, on our socials. Also, join the fan page. There was a shout out that somebody asked me to give earlier, which was to do with Bake Off. I wonder how many people, we're going to have to ask this. I've done it too late now because it's 2.5 hours into the show. How many people actually tune in at 9:15? Because apparently that's when Bake Off finishes.
Look at the numbers next week.
Yeah, because if that's the truth, then we're going fucking head to head with Bake Off, boys. We're gonna start our own Bake Off.
I like it.
We're gonna get the Crow family. We're gonna get Shiner back on the demanding
Howard
cheesecakes.
going head to head.
What's that, Dave?
We got Howard Moon going head to head with no fielding, haven't we?
Yes. Let's get it on, son. Let's get it on. We'll have him on the Bake Off. So yeah, thank you very much to Jimmy Watkins for joining us tonight. Incredible guest. Please share it. If you haven't heard of Running Punks, add him up. See him on the socials. See the great work that the guys are doing. But a tremendous guest. Tell all your friends about this episode. Share it. And is there anything else, guys? Any other news?
No, thanks everybody for joining in. Like you always do every week.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. All your support and love. And we'll see you next week. Well, after China.
Ladies and gentlemen, one-liner, shiner.
Minister, Shine Minister.
That's right. That is correct. I don't know. People don't forget to change my suit.
President.
We'd be good.
Sure.
Get rid of that shitty grey suit. I don't like that one. What do you want, Dave? Do you want a suit? No, he's gone. All right. Okay.
The fuck has he gone now?
Shiner was asking, what would you like to wear?
Just
as
get on
part
with
of
it,
his
Shine.
cabinet?
Oh, Dave, for shutting it on. Now get on with the shine.
Just get on the mission.
For you, Dave, for my second in command, I will get on with it.
I like to wear absolutely fucking nothing.
There we go. Photoshoppers of the Crow family.
Right, so my one line is artistry is vision with intent.
Boom. Love it.
Deep.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Bang on.
So let's go watch the fucking joke show, should we?
Yeah. The end of the world.
Let's go watch the world unfold.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody. Good night. God bless. See you soon.
Peace.